It's 6 o'clock. You better know where your guns are.
You are listening to Crawford County's alternative source for news and information. Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio. Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
It's 6 o'clock. You better know where your guns are.
Wow. You are listening to Crawford County's alternative source for news and information. Pennsylvania American
It's trying. It's just
Braveheart,
Echo,
88.7
echo,
FM,
echo.
Meadville,
Echo
Pennsylvania.
1.
Don't start. Don't start.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
Oh, you are still harking up a
This
fur
is
ball.
your last chance.
No,
After this,
that's
there is no
that's the
turning
echo.
back. You
That's
take
us.
the blue pill. The story ends.
And it is a
You
different
wake
echo.
up in your
There's some
bed and
bounce
believe
going on.
whatever you want to.
All right,
You take the
we
red
got around a
pill.
little bit late, but
You
that's
stay in Wonderland.
entirely unusual for us.
And I
Good
showed
evening
you
once
how
again,
deep
ladies
the
and
rabbit
gentlemen.
hole
Welcome to
goes.
Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Pennsylvania American
All I'm
Patriot
offering is
Radio.
the truth.
Small
Nothing
station,
more.
big mouth. There's nothing playing here. Wait a minute, why is that repeating? Hold on.
Hold on.
Why in the fuck is that? Wait a minute, I know what happened. Somebody never undid that when. Alright. Probably didn't know that you had to. Because I had that on constant repeat when I was playing all of our music. To fill in the.
Yeah, loop it.
Yeah,
Loop
that's
it.
I did that with a 5-hour loop. We had Radio DJ went down, so our regular programming wasn't working. The gentleman who installed it, Daryl got a hold of him, came in and put the new version on. Well, you never shut off the Winamp because I had over a 5-hour loop of music and it ran continuously because we couldn't get the other programming up. Never shut it off. God only knows what we've been broadcasting for the last few days.
Well, let's see. I listened to it here, I think it was Thursday, and we didn't hear the loop of the music in the background, so.
I knew I'd catch it from you.
It was.
Winterborn is always giving me shit for my weaponized textiles, as he calls them. You would not believe the collection of Hawaiian shirts I used to have. I miss them. The ones that I lost, obviously, we don't need to explain what happened to them.
Barbecue.
Hawaiian luau. Now, I've got two at home. One is the one I used to wear at rallies. And it is the loudest goddamn shirt I have ever owned. The hell of it is, along one of the seams, I'm frayed. I need to stitch it up just so it's serviceable again. The other one, it's just starting to come apart. I need to learn how to sew again. So I'll have to go on YouTube and watch a video and learn how to sew. The material, I don't know what it's going to hold. I can tie a series of knots. That ain't sewing. I'll figure it out.
I mean, if you take a loose definition, it all breaks down into just semantics in the end.
Hit him with that.
Please don't.
No, don't waste it.
Okay, you drink this, I'll hit him with this.
Why waste the nice bottles? We've got like a tote
We
full of bad
we.
ones.
He makes a point. Bunch
Do we
of
have
small
enough-
smacks in the head instead of
Do
one
we
big
have
one.
enough to get through the night?
Bottles to hit him.
Yeah.
Well, T did
I just go back to my truck.
They're all out there. Okay, we'll use up those. Then you're pretty much in deep kimchi right now, friend.
99 plus bottles of beer in the tote. 99 bottles of beer.
Oh, now I want to know how many are in there. Shit.
Probably more than 99.
Are you sure? To be honest.
I don't know.
Take one out, conk Tyler out, 98 bottles of
Nice!
beer.
Nice! He actually made it rhyme. Holy shit! All right,
I'm bringing down the house.
Put it on solid ICU. All right.
It's those ill rhymes that bring it around.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. Okay, now the shirt. Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't know? He waved. Yes. Let's do this properly. Then we'll get into the rest of the lunacy of the first hour. Okay, first 40 minutes.
The camera angle's a little weird, so when I waved, I don't think I was actually.
What? There you are.
Hey, get out of my frame.
I was going to mention that too.
The chair turned.
Do not let one rip in that position. I'm sorry, that's
That'll
what
be the
mine
last one he ever read.
put a cork in it. Hey! Where'd that bottle of whiskey go?
And I can see
We knew we'd get some alcohol into him somehow. That wasn't exactly the way I was thinking, but it's effective.
I can see the headlines in the paper tomorrow morning.
Oh, no.
Extra, extra, policeman killed by flying cork.
That cork's not coming up. Wait a minute. It all depends on how hard you slam that in there.
See,
You may want this, seeing as how it's a screw-off cap, and boy,
You
are
know
we a
what it
bunch of
really is?
screw-offs.
I've been feeling awful blocked up. This is our new version of an enema.
And if anybody's going to give it to you, he's the one to know.
Exactly.
The legend of the molasses and milk enema lives on. And I will say it again, because anytime somebody gives me the opportunity, I've got to mention
That's a
this.
sticky
You
mess.
missed the perfect opportunity to say, "Hey, that's a little sweet."
I did say, hey, that's a little sticky.
All right, you're getting ready to hark up a lung. Peace. I'm your host, Michael Wagner. Be with you here for the next, rest of the fucking show. I don't know how much more time we got. Depends on when the Gestapo comes to arrest us. Sitting over there, harking up a lung.
We'll get it.
You'll get the lung out? Kick ass. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the legend. There's another word I want to use, but I'm not going to use it tonight because it just, you'll be choking up all night. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Delasevic. Hey!
And that's all I got to say about that.
You know what? It's because you're harking up a lung. That's the only reason that works.
I'm trying to make sure they don't get too cold.
No, dude, it hasn't even started yet. Sitting over here.
They've started to get cold.
That's just the outside of the can.
I
The
know.
inside, internals ain't
Still
doing
gonna be
shit.
scared.
Sitting over here with copious amounts of and weaponry. I really can't see it myself.
It's there. It's there, really. Trust me.
Fire it, or it doesn't exist. Wait a minute!
Now you
Not in here. We're trying to keep the rain out.
Only if I get the answer back.
Brrr, hey! Where'd you get the full auto? You didn't see that.
just do it in the walls instead,
We've already got carpenter bees that are trying to do that
Just
themselves.
shoot through the screen at you.
With the mosquitoes. There's no good answer to this. Not through the floor.
Oh.
Although to help drain it would be nice.
I was
We could
out,
hose the place out.
I was out
Mr.
trying.
T, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, cough a lot.
I was out trying to mow the yard Monday, and as I come by here, I seen an army of mice trying to turn this building over to make
Wouldn't you?
an ark out of it.
I hope.
I had 4 inches of water, about 20 foot wide, running down my backyard.
You told me about that, and that's the storm that I missed. I slept through it, and I'm amazed that I did that. I must have been
I
tired
mean,
that
it
night.
dumped.
But this gentleman is the man we're going to talk to about all. Don't look around. Who the hell are you talking about? No comprende English.
Did somebody come in here that I didn't see?
Je ne parle anglais.
Thank you.
Forget you two speak the same fucking language.
Well, I'm pretty rusty.
You understood him, I didn't. That asshole over there that has not been here in half of forever. He's been getting his beauty sleep. Ain't doing too much good.
No.
But he's
You need
he's
to
almost
rub some
always
mud on your
asleep
face.
when he needs to here.
See,
However.
I'm trying to get 23 hours of beauty sleep, so I'm thinking I might want to shoot for 24.
In 1 week, yes, not in one night. That's a little ridiculous.
It's called quitter talk. That's what I'm hearing over there.
Haven't heard that phrase come out of you in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyler Charbonneau.
That good old wine.
I don't wanna. Anyway, hang on. Thank you. I was afraid you gave me the cotton candy one, and those. I can't do it. Sometimes these energy drinks, the flavors they come up with makes you wonder, are they like 12? And just, however, this one is a lemon. It is. You have got to get something to fix that, bro.
I talked to the doctor. I got a chest X-ray. The lungs are clear. So it's
Not from this sound.
It's not my lungs. It's right here in the
Okay, gotcha.
larynx.
I know. I've done that.
And I've been told it may take up to 2, maybe 3 months to get rid of that.
Why?
It's something that's going around.
Ain't going around to me. I
Well,
must be.
you want some? I'll give it to you. I'm willing to share. You know how I am.
And in the proximity we are in right now, I should catch it. I don't.
No, because it's not really contagious for me to give it to you.
It's
but
it's one of those. It's one of those.
airborne.
It's one of those situations where, once again, my immune system is stronger than most. I don't need a doctor for illnesses. I get injured, not ill. How much blood did I lose this time, Doc? Oh, you're setting up 4 bottles? Shit. No wonder I'm sleepy. Anyway, not drinking beer yet. Alcohol will come in just a little bit, but right now, I need sleep in a bottle here. Less lemon, there's more sugar. That's almost chewy. But wait a minute, there's no sugar in this. 0 sugar per can, 0 calories, 0 artificial colors, 0 artificial flavors, which means there's nothing in this can.
Full of air.
I am drinking nothing. Why are you so wound up? I don't know. What did you have?
It's
Nothing.
a placebo.
Those generally don't work on me. I overanalyze everything. You ain't gonna get that passed. However, go for it.
I just got on the side. I need you to get me that computer back
That's right. I'll pass it to him when we get home.
because
Okay.
I want to pull the power supply out.
I keep meaning to.
Yeah, but All right.
Always forget.
Locally, we've only had one day in the last month where we didn't get wet here. And, Lord, we need to talk.
How dry I ain't
No shit.
in my Playtex panties.
What I want to know.
Once again, he fucked up. I don't know where he's getting all that crap. Daryl, the shit you're referencing, nobody knows anymore. They're all dead.
That's too
Dead.
bad.
They're dead.
That's too bad. They're all too young.
Somebody give me a straw. He's gonna kill me tonight. Anyhow,
Just chug it like a man. Come on.
if I didn't have to go to work, if I didn't have to opening, not with that, Winter. I ain't opening chug. Not with that. Holy shit, that would be a bad idea. And the hell of it is, it's not even the best.
That's my Uncle Scott's drink of choice. Thought I recognized it.
Well, Calico Jacket. Moo. Ah, the moo. Kick ass. Spot time has been too long. Now, this lunatic over here hasn't been here for a few shows. Well, you haven't been here half of forever. We've already discussed that. But this lunatic hasn't been here for a few shows. He's been out at the undisclosed location, beating things into a fine powder. Now, could not get the black. This was in the on-deck circle. $12.95 a bottle. You can't. I love rum, if for no other reason, it's cheap booze. You haven't tried this yet, have you?
No.
Okay. You may need.
I was tempted when I was down here with Terry.
You should. Well, we have the wild turkey here. Save that until you got back because there's not enough there for everybody. So if you want that tonight, fine. But this is not as flavorful as the black. It ain't bad. But if the black comes back, that's still in the number 1 position.
I'm going to try that.
Good deal.
I drank some stuff the other day, and boy, did that burn.
Well, you're
That's right.
with you. Oh, absolutely.
Ah,
This
hey.
This might cauterize everything.
Cauterize
This
that son
will
of a shut.
cauterize everything. Welcome to Booze Talk at Braveheart Radio.
It's an antiseptic.
Okay, now, Jack, I know what you're talking about around here locally. I want to get into this real quick. With all the rain we've had here. And, T, I think you've been posting it. That for the next 5 days, we're supposed to have rain every damn day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
And there's a possibility of... they're calling for a flash flood watch in this area until Tuesday.
Sometime by Monday morning, we're supposed to get up to 2 to 4 inches of rain.
Yeah. On the other hand, and I did not find out where this guy was located. There's a blog I was reading a couple articles on that he said they just got their first rain in the last week. He said, finally some rain. Finally? You fucker come down here and get your share. Take it with you. Don't come back.
Yeah. Bring a tanker. We'll load it up for you.
Several times. We could
Even Lake Erie is getting full.
The Great Lakes are about a foot over regular stage.
Yeah.
Which is global warming? No, kids, that's not it. You might want to use... Apparently, if it gets too cold, it's global warming. If it gets too hot, it's global warming. If there's too much rain, if there's not enough rain, fuck you people. I'm tired of that shit. Give it up. It's been debunked. The science is settled. The science is never settled. Do you understand what that means? It means nobody's experimenting on it anymore. They've accepted it. Horse shit. Scientists never give up on anything. They will keep retesting it to make sure that the norms are still there. If they don't...
For every one of the scientists that's still clinging to global warming, there's another one that is saying that it's not global warming, it's just standard cycle of weather patterns for the Earth.
Well, if you want to know what's really influencing the weather, you see that big... Well, we can't around here, but you take a look at...
yesterday.
Hey, I want to talk about
Did
that.
you take a picture?
No.
I didn't get a chance to look at it, so I forgot.
Not locally. I've got some pictures of what they say it is. Now I can't confirm or deny because I've never actually seen it myself. But the sun. Yeah. That is an interesting theory behind that one. We'll talk about that at a later date. However, we did have something going on here locally that's kind of fun. That
nice picture of the sunrise.
Let me see.
Took it on my walk home the other day.
Holy shit, that is local! You need to frame that.
Yeah, send it to Pen Lines. Maybe they'll put it in their.
No shit.
You get $50.
He got a local picture of a it's fucking beautiful, man. Anyway,
It's there somewhere.
Kind of hard to believe, but we got a local event that's going on here, and it usually happens over the Father's Day weekend. Thurston Classic Balloon Race. And it seems to keep growing every year. This is the 31st year for it. And as Tyler mentioned, when I was talking to him the other night, these people have a talent for picking the absolute worst fucking weekend weather-wise for a balloon race. However, I corrected him on this, and he agreed with me. Oh, you knew I was going to bring this up.
I was about to bring it up.
If there is one other event in Crawford County that can beat the Thurston Classic, it is the Crawford County Fair. And it's not because of the weather. It's not because of anything else. It's on the calendar's tradition. It has to rain that weekend. It doesn't have any choice in the matter. It's on the calendar. The middle 3 days, sometimes 4, but generally the middle 3 days, it's the only way the local boys make any extra money. Because the guys with big fucking four-wheel drives, and that's a technical term, by the way, big fucking four-wheel drive, have to take their tow straps and chains out, drag people in passenger vehicles out of the middle of the main parking field. Because by day 2, it's up to your knees. I wish that was a joke. It ain't. The mud is literally that damn deep. And some stupid idiot in an old station wagon will try to float his barge out in the middle of what he thought was solid ground. And the only thing that's keeping from sinking past the doors is the station wagon. It's flat on the bottom. It's just kind of floating there on the seas. And these guys bog down there, cover the windshield with mud. We'll dig you out of here. It's extra if you want it hosed off. The roads leading into the fairground become dirt roads from all the mud that's being dragged out of that field and tracked down the highway. Now, I used to live within about a half mile of the fairgrounds, and where Tyler actually lives now. The best time in the world is to sit out back on the porch and smell all the food vendors as it comes drifting across the fields and in through the back door. And I have wasted a shitload of money over the years, not bothering to buy groceries that week. I eat all my meals over at the fairgrounds.
Well, apparently I'm sitting on the wrong side of the parking lot. All I get is the cow shit. That's the only smell I get.
You're down ground level. Get up above it. Shit down here, food's up here.
Every once in a while.
And somewhere there's a mixture. And you realize where your food comes from. Shit. Now,
every
it's
once
an
in a while.
education
And what's
process.
it do? It returns to shit. It's recycled.
It's a whole new Green Deal, dude. Kick ass.
You gotta tell AOC about it.
Yeah.
Shit, we came to.
She got scared at a neighborhood garden. She couldn't understand where the stuff was coming from, and she believed that a certain white vegetable was racist.
Oh yeah.
I wish that was a joke. She said it.
Every-
She may have been trying to joke, but you can't tell with this bitch.
Everything
She's
is
dumber than
becoming-
3/4 of wood.
Everything is becoming racist.
It's
a
lost
card-
its meaning.
It's
Yeah,
a
it
card
is.
game. They're just like fucking white people in there. Shuffle through the deck and pick
Yeah.
random
What
cards.
are we gonna get pissed off about today? Food?
I was just reading an article, like, while we were sitting here. Fucking white people in there farming. It was an article about how agriculture is linked to white supremacy. I'm not even joking with you.
That's because at one time
Oh,
there were
sweet
slaves in the
Jesus.
South that
Because
were
of South
harvesting
Africa?
crops.
Have you ever owned slaves?
Nope.
No, neither have I.
At its
Have any of us ever been slaves? No. And guess what? There's an Irishman in here. And the Irish were slaves.
At its
Don't even start with me.
peak in America, only 1.6% of people owned slaves. 1.6% of whites, at its absolute peak in 1860, owned slaves.
Now you know why I want him in here. He's got all these facts in his head, and he never forgets anything. Why? He's still got a storage facility that is not cluttered with all the crap that we've got in our heads.
I have this nice part of my brain that's for all of the useless facts. It never gets filled up.
How
Trivial
old are
Pursuit,
you,
I
Tyler?
need you.
How old are you?
19.
Oh shit, he's got 23 years, or like 53 years to go before his brain gets cluttered.
And occasionally, you gotta defrag.
Yeah.
Which is why we need you to start drinking now! God damn it!
See, my problem is,
Shove it up his ass!
to make room for all of
That's
these
good,
lovely
waste of
facts.
good.
To make room for all these lovely facts, I have to shrink down the real estate for all that important shit I gotta remember. Like coming to the radio show.
Oh, way to dig one out of Europe! No. We'll get to... he actually downloads... And hold on, we got a video.
The video's still not working. Something wrong with my computer.
So you gotta print it out frame by frame. We'll make it a flip book. No.
First animated movie.
Every 8 foot, you gotta get every 8 frames, we'll do a slideshow.
The fact that he knows the details on this is frightening to me. Hang on! Alright.
Again, lovely real estate for the useless stuff. Can't remember anything important.
If it's important, it'll hit you in the ass later. Now, first, before we go any further, I want to wish a happy belated birthday to our president, Donald John Trump.
Happy birthday!
Now, what I wanted to do... Cut! Print. Now, what I wanted to do... What I wanted to do is find a version of Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. I didn't have time to look for it.
I told Mike, I'd come in here, white shortcut dress, blonde wig,
Gun.
and I'd sing.
Quick.
But he said, no, we can't have that.
Now.
You, sir, will be truly ballless before you leave here.
You've only got one. It's not going to take long.
That just means I'll be able to sing the part better.
Fuck, he got me on that one. I can't argue that point. He's too goddamn quick on this shit. All right, now. Donnie is 73 years old. That's kind of the key. You know who else is 73? Slick Willie. They're the same fucking age.
Oh boy.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about here. You've seen pictures of him lately.
Yes.
You take a look at Donnie, you take a look at Slick Willie. I know what the difference is.
HC.
You take a look at Donnie. Melania.
Yeah.
That would make me young.
Yeah. Slick Willie. Hillary.
Do we need to say anything else? No.
Hildebeest.
I was reading something
Hillary.
the other day, and apparently, as a joke to some guests,
Yeah.
Donald Trump will bring people to where Monica Lewinsky sucked Bill Clinton.
Oh yeah! Wouldn't you? Would I'm
Right here.
Right here! You still see the stain on the carpet!
You beat me to it. That's where I was going with this.
That's a hysterical landmark.
The Washington Monument that looks more like a dedication to Bill Clinton.
Man, do I want to go in? No. Because once again, the show is starting to spiral into the abyss, as you might expect. Man, when that fucking hits, that's going to be ugly. Now, well, uglier, all right?
We've reintroduced the true chaos in the movie.
And you are going to hark up a lung before we're done.
It's funny, I haven't done this all day.
You're in a confined space with lunatics. What do you think?
Nope, that's not it.
It's just because he hasn't wet his whistle yet. That's
Holy shit.
Do you need one too?
Apparently. You cannot whistle when you're grinning.
See if I can clean that
You
out.
stop your dying.
If this don't do it, then I'm going to Calico Jack. And if that don't do it, I'm going to 101. And if that don't do it, I'm going to straight alcohol.
Ooh, well, I don't think we have any more of that.
I got some up at the house.
That's what the water bottle there is. It's all sham.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. It does taste pretty good, don't it? Once again,
And
tonight.
it's got a little burn.
Gee, I don't know why that would be, Daryl.
I
Seeing
have
as how
no
you're
idea.
bleeding from multiple wounds on your throat. Tonight's program is brought to you by the letters A, T, and F. Also brought to you tonight by the numbers. I don't have it, but he's got several. 45. Boom! 556 by 45. NATO times D. Yeah, I thought I'd better take a look at it. That's still the proper one. I think that's all there is for numbers. However, we don't like to forget it. It's not a number, but flamethrower. Now, also brought to you tonight by Coors Light, the official light beer of the Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio Network. Tonight, also brought to you by, there will be a chance to go rummaging. Daryl needs a beer and a smoke. Actually, he would smoke. He don't do anything. Shove this up his ass.
I keep telling you, it's a waste of good rum.
However,
Regardless
okay,
of how
I'll buy
bad
some
it-
bad rum, then
Yeah,
we'll get the
that'll
alcohol
work.
in them one way or another. Calico Jack spiced rum. Now, the official one is the black spiced rum. Much more flavorful. However, for some reason, there wasn't even a shelf space for it down at the state liquor store. Exactly. So, the regular brand of Calico Jack, 94 proof, it's not bad. But it's still not the official. We've had 2 black spiced rums in here. Both of them, I think that's the direction we probably need to go. Go with the darkers. What is he doing? What has he done? Hey, shit. Burn it to the ground. No, better yet. Nuke it from orbit.
Mike's Dream House.
Nuke that. You will hear me screaming like a little bitch.
I got a 5-gallon drum of napalm up there. It's just waiting to be used.
I'm sorry. And Jack, I know you're on deck with this. He found a place where somebody bought a house, and the previous owners didn't bother telling them that it was infested with brown recluse spiders. We are talking close to 5,000 little bastards were inside the building. I don't want to see no more.
Oh no, I was gonna read the article, the quick thing.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish this off. And as I mentioned, if a spider is larger than a silver dollar, and it pushes back when you stomp on it, get the fuck out of the house. Nuke that bitch from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Now, Pooty Poot, I need a couple more. And where are the ones I've already ordered? You're better than that.
You're now back ordered by about 21.
No shit. Wait a minute. That's our fault. Every time we go to talk to him, we add a couple more nukes. That's what the problem is.
He's trying to collect them all. He's having problems.
No, actually, it takes a little bit more to ship that many in one bulk load.
Well,
Got to try and cut we're trying to cut down on shipping by
plus he
shipping
has
them
to
all
go
at the
get
same
them from
time.
Iran.
Thing is,
Iran's trying to make their own. They don't have it. Wait a minute.
problems customs.
We've had problems with them before. Wait a minute. Didn't think about that. Our nukes are held up in customs. If you hear an earth-shattering kaboom, if you hear that, you
Watch
know,
for the mushroom.
somebody cut the wrong wire.
Watch for the mushroom.
What you cut the blue one, you idiot? Ah, shit. Anyway. Wait a minute. It'll be coming from Jersey. No great loss.
No.
No great loss at all. Sorry, if you're listening from Jersey right now, get the fuck out of there while you got a chance. Now,
Jersey,
So.
New York.
special guest boozes will be done here probably in the second hour. I don't think we want to go all the way to the third hour because we need to take effect before we leave. Now,
Hey, what an idea.
shit.
Goes up to Delaware,
I got Daryl syndrome.
explodes. New Jersey is separated from the mainland.
Yeah. Take New York.
Shaped
too.
charge.
But it won't be as effective as just hitting the fault line and getting California rolling.
New York, California, same.
Same difference.
Same. Oh, we just got to find
It's
the
just
fault
the
line.
start.
If we get the main tumor, we can deal with the smaller ones. That's how they do cancer surgery.
Hold on. Time out on the field. Interesting theory. However, at this stage of the game, which is the bigger tumor? New York, New Jersey, or California?
I'd still say California.
Neck and neck.
Hold on. In all seriousness, and I know you don't get that here very often, you still have upstate New York, which is basically telling everybody to go fuck themselves. So we kind of want to save them. So how do we detach everything from Buffalo over to Albany and Jersey and separate that from the Union while keeping upstate New York and wait a minute, can't say the New England states because they've gone communist.
Most of them have, yeah.
Yeah.
We get Bugs Bunny. Solway, New England.
He did it to Florida, he can do it to the rest
Exactly.
of them. Okay.
Problem solved.
If I think Bugs is more of a libertarian, to be honest with you. But that's fine. We'll work it out. Now,
Never really done it.
got some bad news. Kinda, sorta. Because we found a replacement. Our favorite person in the Trump administration, at least mine, one of my favorite people in the Trump
yeah.
administration, Sarah Sanders, Warrior Press Secretary, is stepping down at the end of this month. Who's gonna bitch slap Acosta anymore? I'm really bummed out about that. Because, however, she's stepping down. She's been with him for quite some time. And just nobody handles the press like Sarah has. It has been... I'll sit around and watch her best hits all night. She's going home, going back to Arkansas, going to be spending some time with her family because the whole time she's been, in the Trump administration, she's basically had to put mommy business aside. Only when she's gone off on vacations and such, which are not very long, because Donnie's stirring up shit again. Now, one of the great memes I've seen is over here you have her being kicked out of the Red Hen restaurant with her entourage, them following her and her people across the street to another restaurant and bad-mouthing her there. We don't want your kind around here. What did she just do recently? She had dinner with the Queen of England. Fuck you!
Yeah.
R!
R,
And
Mike.
all those other pirate vowels.
I'm getting ready for my rum.
Sarah looked good, and the smile on her face was awesome. She just... Revenge. Living well is the best revenge.
Dish best.
The fact that she got to go is very cool. And I never thought that she would have been included in the entourage that would have gone with Trump. But she is the press secretary. She's going to be handling anybody that shows up. But, bitch, she got to sit at a full-on state dinner with the Queen of England. Fuck you and your little diner. I saw that.
I
actually sat there behind my computer all by myself, applauding.
I got better places to eat than at your little diner.
No shit. The hell of it is. I don't think it's even open anymore.
No, I heard it was closed because the lady lost her shirt.
Well, she got kicked out of a promotional group that belonged to the town because she's costing everybody business. There were places where you could go by the place at night. There was like 4 employees back and nobody seated at any of the tables. That never happened until this hullabaloo. I'm sorry. Payback's a bitch. Ain't it, bitch? No. So Sarah's going home. End of this month, she's done with what she's been doing here. However, there's a lot of talk right now. So far, it's just rumors, but I think it would be fucking awesome if she runs for governor of Arkansas, like her daddy did. What's that? Oh, no shit. And the hell of it is, they love Sarah there, too. I don't see her not winning that unless somebody comes in and decides to fuck everything up. I don't see it. If she decides she wants back into the game, she could win it. That would be awesome to me. Now. Okay, now. Exactly. Governor of Arkansas would be awesome. Now. Again, who's going to bitch slap Acosta? Because he still needs it. He hasn't learned a goddamn thing.
Alex Jones.
We have somebody in the on-deck circle. Melania's communications director. Now, you didn't think that a first lady would need this. These days, you do. Melania's doing a lot of things she does not get credit for. And Donnie caught a little grief for that, and I've said that from the first time they entered the Oval Office. She is this generation's version of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. She truly is. You don't have to like her. I don't care. If you don't like her, eat shit and die. Please. I'm being polite. Now, I am. This is the politest way I can tell you to fuck off. Now, her communications director is cut from the same cloth as Sarah. Her name, let's see, Stephanie Grisham. Also known by her nickname, Stone Cold Killer. She takes no shit. She leaves no shit behind. She doesn't give a shit.
Batter up.
Takes no prisoners.
Oh, I'm telling you, from what I've heard, she is the one person, and I've read this on several different places. They're all written by different people. They point out different things. They're not copying off each other. She's the one person that everybody says, yeah, she'd be great. It's almost unanimous across the board. There are like 4 people they're looking at right now. She's number 1. Nicknamed Stone Cold Killer. I want her in there. Hey, Acosta, Sarah let you live. Oh, shit. You wonder what that bulge underneath her jacket is? That's a concealed .45, fuck nuts. And she'll use it, too. I was protecting the president, as she was. A good case can be made. President was in another state at the time, however. Details.
It's a situation where, they want to say, words have power, words can hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these verbal assaults on President Trump are obviously attacks on his person. She was just defending his safety.
I like it. And I think
If she castrates every one of them, they'll be well-spent time.
Borrow the sword off of Sarah, because I know she's...
They won't be able to contaminate the gene pool anymore, either.
Oh, from your mouth to God's ears.
Just pour some bleach in there,
I'm having a moment. Anyway.
But I don't know if we'll have to create a
diversion? No problem. Let's go.
We'll have to create an incinerator so we can burn all those balls.
What makes you think they have any?
Well, you might find some if you look close enough.
Magnifying glass.
Probably about the size of a mothball.
Oh, I was thinking mothballs are about that big around. What the hell are you talking about?
No, not on a regular moth.
Boy, you got me on that one. Shit. Fucker. Knock it off. All right. We got to take a break. We finished off the first hour, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Honest and for true. But
The hell he didn't.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. We got a few other things we'll need to talk about. And I got to go through Daryl's stack of stuff with the videos on the page that don't fucking work. So, we'll be back here in a little bit. You're listening to Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio. Braveheart! 88.7 FM. Back in a bit.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. It's soft, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer. It tastes real crappy, but cold beer will make me happy. When I throw up on the floor, I can go and drink some more. They say beer will make me dumb. It are go good with pizza. Now that we have drunk some beer, let's go drive a car. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. That's soft, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
Dude, I think you had enough.
Let's go drink some beer.
I am drunk, drunk as me. I am drunk, wee. I am drunk, drunk as me. I am drunk, wee. I am drunk, drunk as me. I am.
You're listening to the small station with the big mouth, Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio, Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I surrender my soul. Odin, hear my call. One day I'll sit beside your throne in Valhalla's great hall. Like so many before me, I'll die with honor and pride. The right of a warrior, forever to fight by your side. Send a sign, raise the sail, wave a last goodbye. Destiny is calling, immortality be mine.
Don't know how in the hell that happened because I had half the song the last time I looked. Now, we'll do the rest of this here in a little bit. I did pull up some new music. I have had 2 metal groups that I know for certain. The Book of Face has not nailed me for any copyright infringement. Manowar being one of them, so I felt it's safe to bring in some other cuts that I have from the whole discography that I have of them. I've got everything they've ever recorded. And of course, I got my music the old-fashioned way. I stole it from the internet. Now, the other one is Saxon. We've done a couple of their songs. I found another one, and I've gone through it. Some of it's better than others, but we'll run that by here a little bit. There's a couple Manowar songs I'm gonna inflict upon you. Emily, glad you enjoyed that one. But right now, going through. That's more of an opinion piece there. Yeah, it is. It even says so. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, yeah, we definitely want this one. Good job, Daryl. Colorado sued over end run around the Electoral College. We gotta talk about that shit. I think that will be stopped and taken to the Supreme Court. And isn't it a wonderful thing that we've got a couple extra justices in there that are on the side of the Constitution? Indeed, because about the time we start putting our faith in slowing them down that way, somebody bends over, spreads the cheeks of his ass, and takes everybody up. Kavanaugh, no retreat, no compromise, no surrender. Don't even fuck around here. Too much capital was invested in getting you in there. Don't fuck up. Let's see. Department of Justice wants to interview 2 CIA officers in the Spygate probe. To be honest, I don't give a shit about that anymore, but if it starts gaining some traction. You know, none of the people that ever spied on Trump during the election are ever going to see a moment inside a jail cell. Hillary's still out and loose, and she's guilty of honest-to-God treason.
So is Abomination.
Well, to be honest, I'm hoping he dies shortly. You're not supposed to hope for somebody's death. Fuck you. What? Okay. You had the name of the ones that these guys are guilty of. Speaking to foreign powers.
Hatch Act.
The Hatch Act. Okay. John Kerry's guilty of that. He should see prison time. Odumbo's been doing it right, left, and center. He should be doing. Personally, I'd rather see him executed for treason, but we'll see what happens there.
I'd see drawn and quartered and beheaded.
I don't really. I want the entertainment value, but I don't want it to really.
Oh, wait a minute. We do the guillotine and see which road, 10 points, 5 points, whatever you do that.
I think we tar and feather him first.
That's always been your favorite.
Then hang him from the nearest lamppost for a week.
A week? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Then,
no.
Yeah. Then if he flies away, he must
Stop
have
that.
been the devil's messenger.
Well, he is Muslim.
We'll throw him in the water. If he floats, he's a witch. If he doesn't float,
That's an oops. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. He was innocent. You're free to go, old boy. Hello. He's not paying attention. All right. How do I want to do this? Because you guys, once again, I'm having a moment here. I'm just enjoying it all the hell. I don't want to see him drawn and quartered. It's just so messy and so gauche. I don't want to see him beheaded because that's very Muslim and we're trying not to fucking do that. Now hold on. Unless we do it the French way.
Guillotine.
Guillotine. Whoops.
Guillotine.
Bowling for dollars. Set up some pins down here at the end of the run.
But you see, he's so full of hot air, it'd probably just float off.
He's got a point. Usually covers it. He usually covers it with a hat, but it's all right.
You're always standing by a shotgun, blow his head out of there.
We'll line up the.
Wait a minute.
We'll line up the liberals. Paul.
Son of a bitch! We can make money off that. We'll rent shotguns.
Yeah, and charge a $5 a shot.
Now hold on. There's a problem here. We have to load Nerf for shot. There's a reason. That head's not going to last too much longer if we're using lead.
Well, we got plenty of them to go around.
Yeah, but okay. Lesser ones over here. More over here if you want a shot at the big guy, Dumbo. Yeah, me. $5,000. What? There's only one!
The bidding starts at
Wait a minute,
$5,000.
An auction to get to blow his head off.
And we will watch it reach the moon.
Man, I didn't know you could keep it.
I didn't know there was that much money in the world.
It's all going to be in our pockets, our bank accounts. Logan Act.
We'll be rich.
Not Hatch.
Sorry, Logan.
Logan Act.
Sorry, yeah, Logan.
Thank you.
Hatch is the other.
Why do you... I love my kids in the chat room. They always know what the hell's going on. Even when they're drunk, they know what the hell's going on.
I'm sorry. The Hatch Act came on because it applies to... Well, let's say what it applies to.
No, actually, go right ahead.
No, I won't right now. On the air.
Nope. I have advice. Okay, it blends into the back with the magazines. I almost lost it.
You had my interest, but now you've got my curiosity.
You know what they said about curiosity?
Meow.
Killed the cat.
But satisfaction brought it back.
Okay. I'm sensing a cartoon. Stop that shit. All right. Not going to talk about Pinterest right now because only if you use Pinterest do you care about Pinterest.
Look at Hatch Act.
Hatch Act?
Hatch. H-A-E-C-H.
Public schools, the most racist institution of all. We may do that. Boy, there's a lot here. There may be a book report in here someplace. It is about the schools, so we got to do a book report.
It's written by a doctor.
Oh, that explains it.
No, it's written by a doctor of it. He was homeschooled. Okay.
Easy on the voice. It wants to disappear. Okay, what do we got? What do we got?
It's just...
Yeah, we're kind of sort of back.
Back.
Yeah, kind of.
Go ball, get out of here. All right, there. Now.
Let's see.
I think this is the amended part of it is down.
So, wish the president happy birthday. Talked about Sarah. Talked about her replacement.
Do we want to talk about the
Think hard.
down in Congress for the 9/11 veterans?
I didn't pull that story up. And the person who is championing this, Congress has been basically jerking off ever since 9/11 to be able to take care of the first responders and the various illnesses and injuries and such that happen to them. I don't know how you can do this. Have we gotten to the point where we've completely forgotten about what happened that day?
I sat down and I watched the entire speech of John, I can't remember his last name.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart. And
he's a late night talk show host that basically I couldn't stomach him, but something got to him, and there was no subterfuge. There's no phony nonsense going on here. That man was weeping as he testified. And this is not fake to him. This is not an act to him. It was real. He gained just a little bit more credibility to me. The fact that we've been screwing off and not taking care of those first responders. There's crap that they went through physically, emotionally. Somebody needs to be doing something about it. Guess what? That would be us. Regardless of what you believe happened on that day, the people who responded saw a disaster and ran towards, as I like to say, they ran towards the sound of the guns. They didn't bail. They didn't look for their own safety. Let's go. Move. Roll.
5 seconds of the call, too.
Yeah. Well, when you watch the first one hit, I can still see that video. Well, the guys are down the street. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing at the time. I used to know this, in detail. But they're watching the plane, and they got the one guy with a video camera is watching the plane fly into it, and they're gone. They're moving. Let's move. Roll.
And then you got, Congress telling them when they all came in, they're like, yeah, we're getting sick. Congress, no, you're not sick. And then they go in and, oh, well, you're sick, but it's not from the pile. And then later on, all right, so maybe it's from the pile. We'll give you some money, even though, hundreds of you were
Our-
dead. You know.
Our government has done that for years.
That's their modus operandi, to be perfectly honest with you.
Denied any.
Deny until
relationship.
everybody who is involved has died. And if they're not dying fast enough, you find a way to help them.
Lie, deny, and counterblame.
Exactly correct.
The one that I remember the most was the Agent Orange, when the government denied that.
Oh, indeed.
And
Indeed.
then finally, when Canada come out and finally admitted that their guys that had been exposed to Agent Orange were all having cancers of various types.
Mouse, it wasn't Israelis that did it.
No. So.
Now hold on. He's talking about the two tankers that were taken down. It was not the Israelis that did it. We had a global hawk in the area watching as the whole thing went down. And one of the little damn patrol boats that the Iranians like to use was signed with their guys alongside the damn vessels. It's a false flag, and it was done by them. Now, if you want to believe the Israelis did it, have at it, have some fun. I don't. No. They tried to shoot down the Global Hawk, but because they're Iranians, they really didn't have a really good shit to do it.
Well.
I don't know if I want to do this, because I know there's at least... I know there's a handful of people that are going to be against this. This hatred for anything coming out of Israel, at least, and I'm going to say this just for myself because I can't speak for anybody else. If you want to bring that shit up, bring it up at another time or another place. This ain't it. What happens over there is their stuff. Should we be funding it? No. Should we ignore what's going on over there? No. They're the only pseudo-ally we have in that region. Anything that is going to happen to the Muzzy countries over there is going to involve the Israelis. Good, bad, or indifferent. Actually, having them take out a few of those fuckers would be kind of nice, though, where we didn't have to spend blood and treasure. That's something else. But if you want to take up the whole everything here about that Israeli torpedoes, do you know what would happen if a torpedo hit a tanker full of naphtha?
That ship would still be burning even though it was buried under 200 feet of water.
Exactly. One of those, this is what happened, why our gas prices are still going down. All right? If those tankers had been full of oil, that would have been an excuse to jack it. It's not. I can vouch for that simply because it seems to be coming down 2 to 3 cents every couple of days here in Crawford County, where we've been jacked higher than the rest of the state forever. Now, it's helping me because I can put small amounts of fuel and small amounts of money into my tank, and I can get around doing my job.
And you can tell that those were not torpedoes.
Indeed.
Because the explosive charge that left the hole in there was not big enough for what the torpedo can carry. A torpedo could break that ship in half.
Exactly.
The way it's built.
Exactly.
These just punctured holes in the side.
That's all they did. They were shaped charges, if that, maybe more like satchel charges that were placed on the side of the ship.
They call them the magnetic mine. Slip it.
Flip it.
Limit mines. Yeah. No, but from what I don't think even the Iranians would be pissing around with that. It's more like pull up alongside of your fast little boaty and let's get out of here. Satchel charge. Because you see, it didn't break the back of the tanker. It blew a small hole in it. There's enough to get the stuff burning. That's fine. But one of those tankers was full of naphtha. That's not oil. That's something a lot more fun, to be honest with you. I can't remember what the other tanker was hauling out of it, but once again, it was not crude oil. These guys, we got it all by an orbiting Global Hawk, recording everything that's over there instead of steaming our ships through there. Drones. As much as I fucking hate drones, this is where they come in for recon. especially against somebody that doesn't know how to
if you
shoot it
watch
down.
all the news feed that was presented on this story, you will see that the Iranian boat is up there taking.
If you
one
want to
of the
remember the
mines
Liberty,
off.
do it some other time, not now. There are rivaling factions in any place that we deal with. And, as much as I hate to say it, that's history. That's not now. We have to deal with now. Knowing where it came from, fine. Don't really care about it. Just like we just mentioned 9/11. I no longer care about the who, what, or why. I'm only going to go with this personally. I no longer care about who, what, or why. All I care about is what is being done in the name of what happened. As you'll find with any horrible thing that has happened to us lately. What is being done in the name of? Because we're 20 years on easily. And they're still talking about, well, this happened, so we've got to do this. And how much of your liberty has been taken from you in the name of? How much are you willing to give up? T, if you got any comments, go ahead and chime out. Just,
one thing
I've seen the things you've posted
one thing
before.
I read
That's why.
about the one ship is that the article was the torpedoes and the mines struck the ship.
Hmm?
Okay, torpedoes strike ships.
Below the waterline, generally.
Ships strike mines, or if it's floating, is a sea-going mine. Now, if it's a limpet mine, something has to attach it.
And we have video of them doing it. Or removing the evidence thereof, which really doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
And if you notice where the holes are, they're above the waterline.
Indeed.
So that tells you, too, that was a torpedo.
the new dolphin torpedoes that leap at the ship.
Yes.
And hit them about 2 or 3
Flying
feet above the
torpedoes.
waterline.
Like the flying fish.
What do you think
Well,
they
wait
got
a
the
minute.
idea for it?
Fish and torpedo are the same thing from World War II.
Well, no, it's those Russian-trained beluga whales.
Stop that shit. Again with the Russians, can we stop this shit for a while?
But it's
We'll
always
never
the
get our
Russians, come
nukes
on.
from Putin if
Look,
we keep it up.
What gets me is
Now I know why my nukes haven't got here. Pooty Poot's got to deal with this horse shit.
why attack the ships and not sink?
If you're going to take it out, if you're going to torpedoing, that's
Yeah, and why?
somebody who's calling this a torpedo shot obviously doesn't know how torpedoes fuck it up.
No.
I mean,
And the fact that the crew of the one ship is in Iranian custody right now. At least it was the last I heard, and that was about noon.
There's so much crap going on about this, but to be perfectly honest, I don't care.
Well,
It's not a big enough thing to fuck everybody up.
not
It
yet.
really isn't. They're going to have to do more, and they're going to have to be more specific.
They're pulling the same thing that Adolf Hitler did when he was trying to
Reichstag
take over.
fire.
Yeah, he burned his own Reichstag. Then he decided, well, we'll do it peacefully. I just want the German-speaking of part of Czechoslovakia. They give it to him.
Bang.
Bang.
Very well done.
Okay?
Oh, shit.
He
Like,
looked
and
over,
that's exactly what he did. One piece at a time until finally he wanted to get the Poles, and he...
You realize you're being fucked up the ass and you didn't consent.
Yeah, he started the war with the Poles and claimed it was the Poles attacked him, and that's when...
He did the Johnny Cash message.
Hitler looked over seductively at Czechoslovakian government and said, "Oh, Czechoslovakia, may I have the Sudetenland?"
Yes. Well, here,
The
you can have
concept of
that.
Hitler looking seductively at anything makes me worried about you. I don't know where the fuck you got that idea.
Eva Braun.
First, now,
Fuck you.
You know,
what most people don't know about history is when the Russian army came
Oh, that's wrong.
into Czechoslovakia.
Don't ever do that.
well, it's a good thing I'm planning to only
Yeah,
do
yeah.
one of those.
A lot of the
Hey! Where the fuck's my trash can? Is that out in the back of your truck? Hold the whole can?
Okay, the whole thing, fucking. Just stick it in there.
I was gonna say, throw it in the toilet.
Grenade! Fuck you!
Dud.
I'll blame the fan that blew it off target.
Better hope it's done at that point.
I ain't jumping on it. I'll kill everybody in the room just making the move.
See, I've got tea in the way. I don't gotta worry.
Yeah, but he's loaded down with shrapnel.
If T goes off, you'll go off.
Yeah, but that's
Ain't
faster.
loaded down with shrapnel. Yeah, bullets.
It will become shrapnel when the grenade goes off.
Well.
Let's think about this. Unless you want to just, give it a nice hug. Take it to your breast and hug it gently. Whoops.
They told me to grab the one thing I loved before the house fire, so I grabbed myself.
Grab my nuts. Anyway, grab your balls like Michael Jackson. La, 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 la. Easy, son. Easy. Now.
No.
That's exactly correct. All right. Stop taking one man's word on everything, friend. Do your research yourself. I guess Mark Cornke doesn't know how torpedoes work then. Stop using one man's version. As much as I love Marcus, we don't always agree. Do your own research. Never take anything, even what we say, especially what we say. I don't want anybody listening to us and taking it as gospel. Hell no.
Unless you're listening to my singing in the background. That is gospel.
No. I'm getting serious here, so let's hold off on that. If you are going to be part of this program, if you want to listen to what we've got to say, great. But don't take it as gospel. Do the research. Find out if the sources that we're using are up and up or not. If we're wrong, let us know we're wrong. We'll correct it. The only downside we have about all this is, in the years we've been on the air, we've only ever had to retract one story. The only reason we pulled that one is because there were a few details we didn't get. We believed it so much from what we've done in the past that we went with it. And it wasn't true. Not entirely. That's the only time we've ever had to backtrack on anything. Now, most of the sources that we do right now are usually spot on. A lot of what we put out here, I use to make fun of the assholes that are involved. That's where I have my fun. Now, don't ever take anything we say as 100% gospel. We're going with what we've saw on several different fronts, knowing the past history of this stuff, and then we go with it. If you don't believe it, do the research. Do the hard work of freedom. Don't do... You guys are better than that. You guys have always been better than that. Do your own research. Find out what's going on. Now, I've said for the longest time, if you want to change things the way they are, I don't think we're ever going to make a permanent change. We're not supposed to. In the long term, we're going to lose this. Because nobody wants freedom anymore. It's too hard. If you tried to chase down everything that is going on out there, it will kill you. Because there's too much. You'll fry your brain. It'll make you weary. So find the one thing that sticks in your craw almost on a daily basis. The one thing that truly pisses you right off. Study it, get your facts and figures down cold. Not pseudoscience, make sure that you know what it is. And then chase it like a pit bull and don't let go of it. If somebody steps up to you and challenges you, you have to have the facts right here, ready to go, and dare them to challenge you. Make sure that you're right. Do we do a lot of innuendo? Do we do a lot of supposition? We do. But what we used to do very, very well, and we don't do as much as we used to, is we'll take something that we've only got a few details on it, and we'll tear it apart and hash it out with things that we know, things that we've heard, things that our people out in the boonies have heard. And by the time we put it all back together, we usually have it right. It scares the hell. Our local newspaper, they used to challenge us on a regular basis. How are you guys getting a hold of stories that it takes us another 6 weeks to even hear about? That's because we're kind of news junkies and we pay attention to what's going on, and we don't wait for the Associated Press to tell it's okay to put it out on the air. Why do you think occasionally we take some time off? Because we just can't deal with it anymore. Because too many people have got their blinkers on. And they only want to believe is a certain bias that's involved. When this is all you've seen, all you've heard, all you've ever believed. If it challenges your established ideals, you're going to resist it. If you can challenge me with this stuff and you can give me evidence, you can change my mind. Doesn't happen too often, though. I wouldn't be sitting here if it was, because I'd be getting tired of it. If you are going to badmouth Israel on a regular basis, you're probably in the wrong place. I am more with the people than the government when it comes to that. Same thing with Russia. I love the culture. I love the people. Don't necessarily give a fuck about the government. That's the same thing. I love my country. I love the people. I have never loved my government. There's only a few times I've tolerated it. As far as Americans are concerned, we are under a certain bias. We believe that we are free. Do you really want to know what I think about how much freedom we still have? Listen to a little ditty called The Visitor from the Past. You'll get a little bit of idea of how much I think we are still free. Let's get off this topic for the time being. I've got an article on that one. Emily, I've got an article on that one. It would take probably 30 minutes to go through it. I gotta go buy a new print cartridge. I'm out of ink. Gee, I don't know anybody else that would be have that problem. Mr. Inkman over there.
Yeah, I got one more cartridge.
I need to find. I've done some research, and my printer, the price for it, the cheapest one I can find is still going to Walmart. I hate that. God, I hate that. I was hoping someplace I could find a refill setup. Doesn't work.
When the one that I have left runs out, I'm going to have to be big borrowing and stealing money to buy some more because I ain't got it. Not right
Oh, I know what you're saying. Which is one of the reasons why I've been going through and jotting down notes on this. Pens are cheap. It's just getting enough. And we tore through the few things that I managed to get. There maybe have been a few more things this week. But again, it's a case of we're so damn jaded. And have been. We've been doing this for so long. The stuff that we see, we keep forgetting. Other people might not know about this shit. And honestly, you kids in the chat room are far enough ahead of the game that you should be getting jaded about certain things too. Your friends will probably look at you like, where did you hear about that? Practically everywhere. All right. Let's start on this. I don't know how much this is, but simply because this shows you how socialist this country is starting to get. Colorado sued over end run around the Electoral College. If they get this through, we are fucked. You will never see another Republican far, far away from a regular conservative ever getting the presidency ever again. Because the population will control it instead of the way it should be, where everybody gets equal representation. You've seen the maps. The Clinton archipelago that goes around the bottom end in all the major cities. And then this huge swath of red. That's the rest of us. I'm still a little bit pissed that the colors have been changed. Red is supposed to be the level of communism. They changed that a few elections back.
Red's supposed to be bad guys, blue the good guys.
Supposed to be. Not anymore. Interesting little psychological warfare there. But now we've adopted the whole concept of being red staters and deplorables. Thank you, Hillary. You stupid bitch. All right. The state of Colorado. The ones that started the whole legal weed business. But I thought that was going to be California too. I was stunned when California didn't do it and Colorado was the first. But Colorado is being sued by government watchdog Judicial Watch. I like these guys. For refusing to turn over information disclosing how Colorado's Secretary of State helped the state legislature in its attempted end run around the Electoral College. Attempted end run. I don't think they're done with this yet, guys. The state's lawmakers voted last winter. Winter, it wasn't you. It was last winter, not the current winter. To allow massive population centers on the east and west coasts to decide where Colorado's modest number of electoral college votes would be cast in the presidential races. Okay, this is a little bit different from what I expected. Under the Constitution, the Electoral College gets one vote for each member in the U.S. Congress. There currently being a combined House and Senate total of 538. Okay. Thus, it requires 270 votes for a win in a presidential race. Now you know where that shit comes from, if you didn't before. But, infuriated by the 2016 election, when Donald Trump easily won the Electoral College despite Hillary Clinton winning the popular vote, she didn't. It's already been proven that Donnie also got the popular vote as well. Not by much, but he did. Once you eliminated the dead people that were voted on, past tense, Donnie's already had 3+ years. You ain't getting rid of him. And sorry, kids, you don't have anybody that's going to challenge him in 2020. On a side note, real quick, and we'll get back to this. The first Democrat presidential debate is going to be between Bernie Sanders and Gropey Joe Biden. Get the popcorn. This is going to be funnier than a barrel of half-witted monkeys on acid. That is worthy of a couple of bottles of bubbly, at least 2 Percocets, and maybe a rare steak. Medium rare. Rare's too bloody, because I'm going with about 2 inches thick. Be that as it may. The people they say are going to be referees, for lack of a better term. One of them is going to be Rachel Madcow. Are you fucking kidding me? She's mentally unstable. We know, well, so am I, but that's entirely. I can't figure this out. Her show has gone into the toilet once the whole collusion thing fell apart. Maybe she just needs the work. I don't know.
I made a comment on Facebook that how did he get selected to be a moderator?
Hold on a second. Mainstream media, I'm surprised that the mainstream's doing it, saying now that there will be civil war and the right will win. Of course we can. There's no way we can lose. Across the board. Every particular segment that would determine who's going to win, the right has a hard advantage. There's only about 3 places where it's tied. They don't. The only advantage they have is in media. And fuck them. So, but Jack just said, just got booted out of chat when I tried to respond to M's Civil War comment and had to re-log into YouTube. Jack, do you got a rainstorm over top of you, or did you truly get booted out? That ought to be moderately interesting.
We're being censored.
What, again? Still something.
Surprising. My country wouldn't do that. This is America. We have all these freedoms that we're not allowed to have.
Hold on. Keep going.
I ran out. I tried to list all the freedoms,
My country tis of thee.
All right, enough. The lack of sincerity is killing me here.
Used to be it'd take.
Put that back.
Used to be it'd take weeks to describe all your freedoms. Now,
about 15 minutes.
30 seconds.
I like to elaborate just.
You
a
still
little
have a choice of beer.
We may have to break out unintended consequences to find out just how far we've gone, and that's only on the gun culture. Let alone the other crap we've lost. I don't want to offend it. I intend to offend everybody.
I have the constitutional right
to offend the offendee.
That's the only one we got left.
That is the ability to whistle. I don't know. Hang on. Beer. That's better. Combining beer with a lemon energy drink. Interesting. They should do the Dems debate like a basketball playoffs. You bet on the squares each night. The winner goes on to the next round. If you lose the debate, you're out of the race.
But this is the question: do they have a loser bracket?
Double
Single
elimination.
no, single elimination. If Gropey Joe and Bernie debate, do we want the media to win this one? Fuck. But whoever wins that night's debate, Bernie, bye-bye. There's no way you can win this one. So get rid of Bernie that way. Boy, is he going to be pissed. Fucked out of 2 elections. Of course, he's got plenty of money. Socialist that he is, he has everything. But then Gropey Joe goes on to somebody else. I don't like where that's going because I know who's going to win that debate, especially when she shows up. Kamala Harris. She may be a whore. Sorry, you are, bitch. Just understand that. You sucked your...
Keep her hands.
An unstoppable force.
And an immovable object. I'm sorry. I'd pay good, but that's pay-per-view. Fuck it. That's pay-per-view.
He's got the original anti-gravity grabs.
Kamala may need... Never mind.
Mini sport?
But somebody already mentioned AOC has got to be Gropey Joe's towel girl.
AOC says she wants a raise. She's not making enough money.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that.
It's only $4,500. It's not even like a race.
You're supposed to be a socialist. You don't need money, sweetheart.
That's right.
Stupid bitch. You realize you're a one-termer. Do you understand that?
Don't make 174K.
Make Sandy a bartender again. That's where I am with this.
Okay, 174K, right?
Yeah.
We have a new radio station. I was making that.
AOC could be the Ringo. What is this love for her? She's not that cute. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Have you seen her when she smiles? Mr. Ed's got a better looking grin.
Jack.
Well, he's better looking than she is. He can at least talk.
Let's see. I can't do it. I can hear his voice in my head. Knock it off! Stop! That's exactly what I'm hearing. The one in my head's doing it better.
Oh, sorry.
AOC is still trying to master.
No, I think she learned how to do that before she left bartending. Her last couple of dates would have told you about that. However, be that as it may, stop it. That way lies madness. We're trying to... Why am I trying to elevate our game? Fuck that noise. Anyway.
I'm mad.
Let's see.
Madness is the only true mercy on a wicked soul.
Wait a minute. You got booted. I got booted. I tried to connect 3 times and got the login screen. The login screen came up and said I had to log in to comment. Jack, who you pissing off?
Yeah.
And do you need help? That's all I need to know. Haley is a non-entity at this stage of the game. We really don't have to worry about her. You've got a thundering herd of losers that are taking her place. All those losers equal one Hillary. Hillary is not going to... Besides, honestly, if Donnie wins the next election, I say if, only because it's not that close to a sure thing, although it is getting close. Donnie wins the next election, Hillary is a complete non-entity for the rest of time. I don't think she wants to spend the last of her cash in trying for another completely unsuccessful. She had a prearranged, completely rigged election that she still managed to fucking lose. And to be honest, nobody wants to hear her shit anymore. The Democratic Party has moved left of Hillary, which is a frightening thought in and of itself. We now have 40% of our country that thinks socialism is a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know when it became not a dirty word.
We used to hang people like that.
Yeah, we did. We killed them by the bushel. By the bushel of baskets full. We're going to grease the tread of our tanks with
We
the
didn't
guts.
kill enough.
1967, Polish mercenary. I can't remember his
Always Polish. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this?
We're troublemakers from way back.
I think we've established you ain't a Polak. But to be honest, you'll always be a Polak with us. Now,
Polish mercenary was asked what it felt like to take a human life. He responded, "I wouldn't know. I've only killed communists."
that's awesome.
I heard that. I couldn't remember.
Damn. Do I got the stones to actually wear that as a t-shirt?
If I had somebody buy me one, I would.
No kidding.
I have a T-shirt I want to get. It's a picture of Ben Franklin with a red, white, and blue bandana. It just says "Tax this dick."
Actually, for Franklin, that would not surprise me that he would actually say that. Yeah. What a horn dog. Franklin was one hell of a horn dog.
For a small bald fart.
Was it? No.
No,
He did this in France.
He loved Paris.
I know. I said for a small bald
He
fart.
died the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
Syphilis?
Smile on his face.
Fucking every French maid he could.
And they offered themselves up. Wouldn't you? I'm sorry. That
How
it
old
would
was
have
he?
been wrong at that time.
How old was he when he died?
I think it was beating. He had you beat. We'll talk about that at a later date.
He died going out a second-story window by a jealous husband.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. All right, now. Where were we? Over here. Colorado. Let's see. Okay. Infuriated by the 2016 when Trump easily won. That's where we got off on the trail. Okay.
84.
Democrats have been working on upending the constitutional process. Constitutional process! You realize what you got to do to overturn it? You ain't got the balls to do it. It's not going to happen. However, it will take up a lot of time and keep people distracted. Like us. Now, because a constitutional amendment is unlikely to succeed. I didn't even have to finish that one, did I? Nope. Let's see. Leftist states have been adopting the national popular vote concept, whereby they pledge their votes to the winner of the national popular vote. They can do that. It's a problem, but they can do that. At least at this stage of the game. For Colorado, this would effectively amount to casting its votes in accordance with the wishes of the tens of millions of voters in California, as well as large blocks of voters in New York, and other massive coastal population centers which vote predominantly for dim bulbs. Now, Judicial Watch said it is suing Colorado under the Colorado Open Records Act. Boy, you guys fucked up with that one. All right. On behalf of reporter Todd Shepard, I don't know Shepard. The action was filed against Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, a Democrat, big surprise there, who has openly endorsed abandonment of the Electoral College. The suit was filed at... Wait a minute. Do you realize how many of your state's citizens you're disenfranchising with that attitude? You guys are going to be Understand, you're going to sacrifice your careers if you pull this stunt. I don't know.
Well, if they win, we lose the republic.
And it's time to get busy. Do you really want to start a war that way? You guys are not going to win that one. We'll talk about gun control once again here in a little later date. Because I got a couple things I do want to download. All right. Hold on. In 2016, Haley paid $20 million to the Dems. That was in 2016. That's not today. I don't think she's got that much cash floating around. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to afford the lifestyle to which she has become accustomed. Unless she goes and does another couple of... I don't think...
Maybe she.
Yes.
Maybe she can get the Russians to donate to her funding again.
Well, she sold enough of our
Uranium.
Thank you, because my mind is not working right now. It's in about 4 different directions.
I'm trying to
Social
find the
media
tax
is-
this dick shirt.
I don't know if anybody's done it yet.
Oh.
Jack had similar anomalies last week of getting kicked off. Okay, somebody called Mark K on LTR to complain of similar. Mark and Ed said they both had it. LTR thinks it's a program. Okay. I don't want to start any. Well, no, we ain't starting it. We're just gonna finish it, Bill. I don't want to start any war. My gooberment. Your gooberment? Peanut farmer, son. Well, it goes back to a peanut farmer. We'll talk about that at a later date. He declared war on me. Cold. We are in the Cold War aspect of the next Civil War. If you don't understand that, you haven't been paying attention.
All right.
Let's see. Currently, most states award all their electoral college votes to the candidate who wins the popular vote in that state. What? Okay.
Found it.
Tax this, dick. How much they want for the shirt?
I believe it was 22 something.
That's about right. All right.
$22.99. $20.
That would be great. Sell those at a gun show. Most states award all their electoral college votes to the candidate who wins the popular vote in that state. But when a state such as Colorado passes legislation to join the National Popular Vote Compact, it pledges all that state's electoral votes will be given to whichever presidential candidate wins the popular vote nationwide, rather than the candidate who won that state won the vote in just that state. These bills will take effect only when states with a majority of the electoral votes have passed similar legislation and joined the compact. It doesn't work that way, guys. War Powers Act, Dick Act, National Firearms Act. The Dick Act actually promotes the citizens militia.
Yeah.
Now,
See the bottom of it.
yeah, Joseph, the War Powers Act actually promotes the citizens militia. We'll get the rum here in a minute. We've almost finished off this hour again. The National Firearms Act needs to be repealed. Any gun control. Daryl, how far back? 34? 1934?
First one's about 1934.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
1934. Then we go to 1968 Act.
Right.
We've had a couple here relatively recently. I used to know all these off the top of my head, and it's just not coming to me tonight.
There's just too
I
many.
need to
of them
go back.
remember.
I need to go back through unintended consequences.
Yeah.
I need to read that again.
O Panzer of the Lake, what is your wisdom? Any gun law is an infringement.
Indeed. Where they got the right to do that? Well, wow. We need to do a history lesson on that, especially on just the gun culture for those who don't get it. I'm not even talking about you guys here in the chat. Most of you guys kind of get it. 7:55. When we come back, we will go rummaging.
Rum.
I'm not entirely thrilled
Rum out of you.
to see.
I don't even understand what's going on.
I believe that the majority of us here even transparency is good and for democracy. We are not a democracy. Even people who should know better have been fucking that up this past week.
Boy, have
We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. If you don't know enough to get that straight, you have no business even talking about it.
We're voting.
God damn it! That pisses me off.
True democracy is just tyranny by the majority.
And exactly correct. How'd that go from, why would I wish for one tyrant 500 miles away or 500 tyrants 1 mile away?
Yeah, and the other part of it, the state legislature can trample a man's rights just as fast as the king.
Exactly correct.
Or the way they...
You rule you. Now, anarchy doesn't work either. We've established that a long damn time ago. Anarchy only works if you're in a little commune. Because what if you don't agree with the people who are involved? You have no redress of grievance other than yourself. And if you're living in an anarchist society who is unarmed, y'all are fucked. Now, like those guys up in the free state stuff up in New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure that's where they are. You want to live as free men in an anarchist society, but you have no guns. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Off on several different tangents, and none of them are relevant at this point.
I'm polishing my rum glass.
Rum. Shove that ball up his ass. That's the only way.
Why do we keep coming back to this?
Because you won't drink!
You won't say rum!
He's got his nose completely buried in his phone.
I'm finding things that are important and showing them to see.
What else would it be showing?
Nice little soda.
Knock it off! All right, hey Mike. All right, we're gonna take a break. My God, don't you think we ought to?
No.
No, we need to take a break. I've got to figure out where the hell we're going. You go over here. You
Hopefully a fast food restaurant after this.
Pick one out and make it quick. I don't have a lot of time. What the hell's this? Hold on.
Russian collusion.
That's a drink at a bar I've been to lately.
That's a Democratic drone.
Wait a minute. That's for. No, it isn't. We pulled that down. There's the connection. All right. That's for the old. That's for the old microphone that sounded like
Hung
toasted,
from the center.
Yeah, toasted dog shit on a Kaiser roll. All right, we're gonna be back here in a little bit. I have no idea what the fuck we're gonna do. We'll figure it out on the fly. You're listening to Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio. Braveheart. Goodbye.
I hope it's a big fly because 3 of us on the fly, 4 of us on the fly.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind getting out of your train of thought?
Huh? What?
Where's the big idea, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I don't understand. I was thinking.
Yeah, your mind was wandering all over the place. May I see your degree, please?
Sure, here.
Take it out of the frame.
Sorry. It's a community college learner's permit.
You need a BA to drive this idea home.
Oh, I must have been lateral thinking and not realized it. See, I had to think fast to get around that mental block back there, and I didn't notice the limits.
This degree's expired. I ought to throw the encyclopedia at you.
Why? Is this a controlled thought zone?
Yes, it is, sir. See the sign?
School. I guess I was letting my thoughts wander all over the avenue of consideration.
You almost collided with established dogma back at those presumptions.
I wasn't thinking straight.
I see. Have you been drinking, sir?
A couple of beers, but I'm not illogical.
Well, it should stop your thought process right now, but I'm going to give you a ticket for quick thinking.
That's 3 points off my IQ.
And the fine is a penny for your thoughts.
I'll get back into the flow of normal thought, officer.
You go straight to your inevitable conclusion. It's foregone. You can't miss it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes. Thank you very much, officer.
Okay, off with you. Kids, too damn smart for their own good.
listening to Crawford County's alternative source for news and information. Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio, Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
gotta get a new microphone. And we're back! Holy shit. Floyd Hour, Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio. But wait a minute. No, that's yours. Braveheart. That's the one he cleaned. I gotta give it back to him.
Fair enough.
I'll take the dirty one because I know where it's been. And shove that up his ass.
Stop! I don't want to be sodomized.
We're just giving you a drink. It's the only one. Fucking right. Fucking right.
You just need rounded, that's all.
Actually, it doesn't smell too different from my regular cologne. Bay rum? No, it ain't bay rum. Never mind. Alright, some shit.
I'm getting this tinge of vanilla.
You're going to notice it on the first taste.
Yep.
I noticed it the last week when we did it. There is... No, honestly, I need to get your honest opinion on that, because if that is good enough, I will still try to get the black, because the black simply has more flavor to it. However, this is the regular Calico Jack.
This is not bad for me.
Okay, there we go.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
I like the other two, but
Which one do you like better?
both.
Well, that's fine. Okay, so we can switch back and forth. We are still going to be experimenting with various rum-nums. Rum. We got to find some booze for you to drink. I don't know what the hell. If I got to go to the liquor store and find sacrificial wine, I'm going to... Sacramento.
I know.
Sacrificial? Pretty much the same fucking thing if you think
Get
about it.
it into my bag and we'll take care of it.
Woo! I'm sorry. I can't do it. Shove that up his ass.
Stop.
And then I stomp on the end of my bag. He's got a cord in there now. He's dead, Jim.
He died happy, with a smile on his face. Eyes are a little bloodshot from the alcohol, but that's okay.
No, that's actually the alcohol coming out through his eye sockets. All right. Stomped on that bag a little too hard. Clear!
We overfilled him.
You should have ate something before you came in, son. Would have slowed it down a little bit. Anyway.
I had lemon Oreos. That's about it.
A nice start. I've eaten entire packs of them damn things.
You know, really,
Usually sitting behind a computer.
Really, I think this is a nice flavor. Nice flavor.
There's that vanilla.
Yeah.
That was the first. I was very surprised by that, because usually with rum you get molasses or heavy brown sugar or something as the first, even on the aroma. But this starts with a vanilla flavor and then works into it.
And even after it goes down, the exhaust.
Okay, is that an official term? Exhaust?
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one. All right. Let's see, what do we got?
Nah, he was English.
They didn't even finish front of it. Let's see. Winner, it does not surprise me that you would end up on the no-fly list. That does not surprise me at all. I don't fly, therefore I don't worry about such things. Why? I'm scared the fuck out of heights. It ain't happening.
I don't fly. I'm not scared of heights.
I may once we get to a certain altitude, simply because I don't recognize anything I'd see out the window.
I'm not afraid of flying, but I don't fly because I refuse to subject my body to the cavity searches from some pervert.
You know, at least they're doing
If
it
it's
for
a
free.
female pervert with a nice rack, we'll talk.
Only if I get the grope back.
I don't think that's allowed.
It's a mutual groper society.
Ah, he's running for office. That's what it is. You gotta let him go. He's running for office.
Just remember, it's not gay if it's TSA.
How shall I phrase this? Bullshit. What
See,
I got
TSA
Besides,
stands for...
is it gay if I shred his lips across his teeth in the process.
I don't think that qualifies.
Okay. Is it gay if I break his arm off and shove it up his own ass?
Wait a minute. If you're
I feel
smiling,
like
yes.
that goes into fetishes. I'm not really a part of that.
Well done.
Does TSA really stand for tits, shit, and asses?
Probably.
Most
Shit's
likely.
definitely part of it.
Yeah.
Shit's definitely part of it. Especially if I had that bean burrito before I showed up at the airport.
No, I don't.
Tell me
dare-
what I had for lunch, fucker! Anyway.
No, I don't dare go to an airport to catch a flight.
Probably think of the gas
Hey,
tank.
John! Mikey's doing fart jokes now. I hope you're happy. Fucker. Anyhow. Remember who we're talking about, Emmy? It is the good boy here. Who counts how many Oreos you eat? That's Emmy giving you shit. In that case, I really don't have any masters because I criticize fucking everybody. Which means one of these days, I'm not committing suicide. I don't care what they tell you.
And you don't smoke
Yeah, Mike.
marijuana or drugs. Don't
you
drugs.
take weed away from me. When they make that legal in this state, which we may see before
When it
Wolf
becomes
is out.
legal, that'll be a different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've already told you, if once they make leafy style weed legal for recreational purposes, I am scoring us a big bag of weed, and we are gonna get baked on the air.
If we can
Whoops.
if we can get it without having to give up your gun rights, I want the biggest doobie we can make.
And therein lies a problem here. We got to get past that because, as a sneaky way to grab your guns, that sucks ass.
And there's people that are stupid enough to go that way.
They don't think about it until after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's something that Daryl wanted to do a little while back, and it shows you the completely leftist version of our local newspaper. The last time they were purchased, the people who bought them up lean so much further to the left than we've normally dealt with. It's obvious to all. I can tell you why I've lost a few of my customers out in the county. They can't deal with it anymore. And they'll tell me. They think they won't say anything to me because they think I care. They think I'm an employee of the paper. I'm not. I'm basically FedEx. There's an item, goes to that address. That's the extent of it. Except I do care about my customers. I do care about my people. Because younger people do not read newspapers. They do what Tyler's doing right now. Staring deeply into his phone. I do it to an extent. The only reason I read this thing is under the rubric of know thy enemy. Because as far as the editorial page is concerned, Jesus.
I do read them, but only when I'm at work. You're not allowed to use my phone.
Pretty much.
I get a good source of news. I got a bunch of sources.
Well, I've got the same as I do. I'm all over the web when I got a chance. That's how I research the stories that we do here. And once again, we've done this forever. We end up with stories that nobody else is doing for about another 4 to 6 weeks until after we brought it up. The Tribune has mentioned this back when they were much friendlier towards us, or even gave a shit. However, the Meadville Tribune every Tuesday, yes, this is what they do on a Tuesday, has a section called Sound Off, where you're allowed to say any stupid thing that's stuck in your head and not sign your name to it. And the Tribune will publish it. How cowardly. If you believe it, put your name to it and stand behind it. Or shut the fuck up. Now, we're going to go through these one at a time, and you'll get an idea of who the Tribune thinks is fit to publish. Two schools of thought on this. Either they are picking and choosing who they choose to publish, and it's all lefty libs, or that's the nature of the people in this town. They're all lefty libs. And some of the shit, you gotta wonder, why did you feel it was necessary to put this in the paper? Really? Is your life so pathetic? Now, you know why what we're doing here is what we're doing here. We're bored out of our fucking minds. We do this to poke the bear with a sharp stick. See how he reacts. It's kind of fun. Now, sound offs. Let's see if you get a little taste of what the local paper is like. We'll talk to you guys in a minute. Let's see. John. Winterborn, I knew you. Yay, chocolate-covered yo-yos. No shit. You really seem to like that particular theory. Who's the local chocolatier in this town? Do we have one?
Gosh, I don't think we do.
We used to.
Yeah, we used to have Betty Dixon out of
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
My wife used to work there many years ago.
All right.
Got a lot of free chocolate.
Awesome concept. I need to find a chocolatier because I want a chocolate-covered yo-yo. How do we do this? Because I don't want that bitch to melt in here either. I'll get back to you. Wait a minute. It's got to be a butterfly yo-yo. A standard yo-yo is just going to look like an Oreo with a string attached. It's got to be a butterfly. I got some work to do. Mike, you find some really weird shit, don't you? Yeah, we do. All right, sound offs. With what seems like rain and more rain every day here in Crawford County, I wouldn't blame farmers one bit for throwing in the towel, up and quitting, and moving away. And for those of you that love it here, you can have it.
So that good person moving?
Yeah.
Why don't you fucking move?
Yeah.
If you don't love it here. I'm trying to figure this out. Why is this something you felt the need to share with everybody in the paper?
got no
Why did
life.
you think that this was an appropriate place for your petty little fucking comment?
Makes them feel big.
How?
I don't know.
I didn't know. I didn't think you would, to be honest with you.
It showed no courage to me in two ways. One, he didn't sign his name, and two, he doesn't like it here.
Well, then
Throw
go
a set
away.
of
We
balls
don't
and
need
deal
you.
with it.
Okay. I wouldn't blame farmers one bit for throwing in the towel, up and quitting. And you don't know any farmers, do you?
I do.
Tenacious. They're not going to give up. They realize this is just one in a long cycle. And what goes around comes around. It'll do it again.
Speaking of farmers.
Make her quick, son.
You know who's not having too much problem getting through the wet fields? The Amish. They don't have heavy equipment.
They got horses that'll sink up to their knees.
But not. They're still getting stuff done.
I need to go look into that, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of interesting.
Original four-wheel drive.
That's right.
I get the Mennonites coming through Quickville all the time, especially early in the morning.
True. Interesting. I haven't been out near. I do have a few fields that are out where I run that have just been planted, and they're just starting to spring. Knee high by the 4th of July. That shit ain't happening. Not unless you start feeding it from the nuclear reactor core. All right, next one.
Green Island.
I got a whistle that time. Not much of one.
They're gonna go to the just
Take
scoop up some
a
dirt,
sip
sprinkle it along.
and swish it through your teeth several times. I mean it.
How about no?
Try it. I'm telling you, just swish it through your teeth.
I've still got
Like you're
there's
doing
things
mouthwash.
in my teeth that are going to influence the flavor. Well, you're going to do that right now. Anyhow, moving on. It's very weird for rum. It's predominantly vanilla on this one. Soft serve. Rum flavored ice cream, soft serve. I want the chocolate.
I want the butterscotch.
Have you found any yet?
No, not
Bitch.
yet.
God damn it. All right. Next one. There has to be a set limit on wealth in America.
Kami!
Fuck you and die. There has to be a set limit on wealth in America as well as the world, or someday there is only going to be half of 1% rich and 99.5% poor. You really don't know what the fuck you're talking about, do you? Once again, you probably don't know this. That's Keynesian economics. That wealth is a finite thing, and if one person gains, somebody else has to give up his and lose. Wrong. Wealth has to be created before it is looted or mooched from somebody else. New wealth is being created all the time. Example, Microsoft. Let's go back a few years. I realize we got too many people who think Microsoft has been forever. That shit didn't exist when I was a kid. The whole home computer concept, smartphones, smart watches, that shit did not exist in my younger days. That has all been created. Do you have any idea the amount of wealth we're talking about here? And I'm not talking about, I'm going to borrow a little bit from Chris Rock. I'm not talking about rich. I'm talking about wealth. Rich, and the use, I think what he used, Shaquille O'Neal, when he was playing. He's rich. The guy who signs his paycheck is wealthy. That's a different animal. It's completely different. When you can buy mountain ranges with the type of money you've got. You don't need money anymore. Your name is enough to get you what you want. That's wealth. All right? There's rich and there's wealthy. It is constant. It is always creating. We've got industries that are going away because technology has moved on. You $15 an hour people and your flipping burgers, all that shit's going away because we can do it faster, more efficiently with technology. We don't need you anymore. You priced yourself out of a job. Well done.
I am perfectly satisfied with my wages.
I'm a glorified paperboy. I do more than one route because you can't make enough money to make a living off of one. That job is always there because nobody wants it. We've got assistant managers in this place that are running 2 and 3 routes a night because we don't have enough people who want to do it. That, in fact, there are some people that don't know that it exists. Oh, I didn't know they still delivered newspapers. I've had that. That they don't deliver newspapers anymore. Fairly young person that said it. Don't think he's picked up a newspaper in his life. Everybody's generally my age and older. And they understand if it doesn't get there because of the weather, oh, we'll get it tomorrow. Okay, no big hairy deal there. But this person here, someday there's only going to be half of 1% rich. What is your concept of rich? To me, in my current state, if you make $100,000 a year, I consider you to be rich. Some people will say that they can't make ends meet on $100,000 a year. I don't understand that concept. That's besides the point.
474,000.
I don't understand that concept because I don't live in that world. I don't need the desire to acquire wealth, or just simply to acquire money, more stuff. I don't have it. I am making maybe $18,000 a year with what I'm doing. Go ahead.
I'm just laughing because I make less than you.
You're not living on your own.
I know.
It is going to increase.
I just had to giggle about it.
No,
myself.
you haven't seen anything yet. The average person today doesn't believe they can make. Well, the person who's starting out at a McDonald's or someplace like that, they think they should be able to make $25,000 a year. Well, I can't live on less than that. Go ahead.
I'm just figuring up
I know
what their minimum wage would be. If it goes to $15 an hour, they would be making $30,000 a year.
I'd like to make $30,000 a year again. However, we'll talk. That's if full time is still 40 hours.
I need to regress a little bit.
By all means.
I had 2 of my children.
Yes.
First one and then the other work in the same fast food restaurant, not too far where we live, where they're both living at home at the time. And they were the most intelligent people there. There's the problem with the cash register. They were the only 2 people who could figure out how
$50 now. That's
to do the cost plus tax and get the bill right. They're the ones that one was made a supervisor or one was made an acting supervisor because nobody else could match them.
I get that.
They're both, and they're the only 2 homeschoolers there.
We haven't seen it recently because I think too many people are involved in the system right now. But the whole homeschooling thing, we'll get a squirrel.
No.
There's a cow up there. I'm blaming it on you.
It's a fat ass squirrel. Come on, keep up.
Literally fat ass. No. The squirrel is strong right now because there's a thing on Facebook, and I told you guys about before that I joined simply because I like the pictures that they send. It's called Man Cave, and I do not understand the current fascination with ass.
Oh, no.
I mean, we're talking serious badonkadonk. And as I said last week, if you can set your drink on her ass while she's standing upright and it don't move, that's too much ass. I like shape. I don't need a ledge. All right? Now.
Sounds like the middle section of the keel for a battleship.
Well done. I don't need a Kardashian.
He doesn't have a Kardashian.
Wait a minute. Hold on to that. We gotta find a way to work that one in. Ow. All right, next one. First of all, that person's dumber than 3 cords of wood. Now, we move on.
Of course, you know, it's more than 5 inches. That'd be 9mm proof.
Okay. I think it's sick for Ivanka and her husband going on a state visit with the president. Donald Jr. even went. It must have been a family affair at taxpayers' expense. Have you not paid attention to who gets to go along on any state visit? First of all, Donnie quite possibly could have done it his own money. He's got enough, and he doesn't take a paycheck. Because he doesn't take a paycheck, and it gets donated every time he gets one, I don't see a problem with this.
And the other part...
Ivanka and her husband do have positions in the government. Do I wish that was the case? Not necessarily. It invites too many people to fuck with them.
But the problem is, even if it was being done at taxpayers' expense, it's not going to cost any more to fly Air Force One over with just President Trump, or fly his whole family with him because they already got there.
You're paying the crew.
Yeah, you're paying the crew.
And the people who are hosting you are picking up the tab. The Queen. I'm sorry. I still like Liz. I don't give a shit what anybody else says about it. I like Liz. Once she's gone, we're kind of fucked. Because every other one of them is a hardcore leftist. Liz, maybe, maybe not. The simple fact that I've seen the pictures of her serving in uniform during World War II. Cute. Well, that's part of it, and Winterbourne would love that. But she didn't shirk any duties. She was there. Whoop ass.
She actually follows the law so strict. She went to the set of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And refused to sit on the Iron Throne for pictures because there's a rule that a British ruler will never sit on a foreign throne.
Exactly correct. And she knew it. She followed it. She took it seriously. Maybe slightly tongue-in-cheek because of the whole concept behind it, but she wouldn't do it. So, I like Liz. I just once she's gone, I feel a deep sense of loss for Great Britain because they are fucked. There's nobody to take her place.
Yeah, they're going to slide in the toilet.
It's one of those things. I look at her and I look at Betty White, and I'm just like, I feel like they're just holding off on that. They're both. They just don't want to be the first to die. They're holding off.
A little rivalry there.
Never really gone that far into it, but it doesn't surprise me that you have. You have entirely too much free time on your hands, my friend. Okay, that one's pushing it. That winner, that's just no. Now, moving on. By God, don't you think we should?
She's a quilf, don't you know?
Stop it. June 3rd. So much for global warming. Last night I had to cover my outdoor flowers because the temperature dipped to 37 degrees. I don't know where it was quite that cold, but I guess it was possible. I didn't have to scrape frost off my windshield the first night I have to, I'm punching somebody in the throat.
I believe that's the date they were talking about frost possible from like northwest Pennsylvania through north central PA out toward.
I think I remember.
Poconos or something like that.
Well, the Poconos I expect.
Yeah.
I think I do remember that night because I remember it dipping really low around. Because when I came out of work, it was like 40 degrees.
If it's above the 3s, I'm fine. I know there's a 4 and a 0 there. I'll deal with it. However, moving on. America's being played by the Trump family. I can't wait until payback time.
Played?
I don't. Okay, you're gonna. You need to explain shit a little bit more in depth. That's one line. America's being played by the Trump family. America is being saved by the Trump family. Temporary? Yeah, because eventually he's got to step down. I would like to know what you consider to be a problem here. Nobody can ever give me a legitimate reason why they have a problem with Trump. Well, it's obvious. That's all you get. If you don't understand, I'm not explaining it to you because you can't.
When you get that response, it's because they don't know.
They don't know. It's a knee-jerk
totally
reaction, and they're
ignorant,
getting it from somebody else.
And they refuse to go and read anything that may shed some light on their thoughts, because they might find, oh my God, I'm wrong.
You know, Jack, I completely forgot that O'Dumbo is still getting Secret Service protection.
Well, he will as long as he's alive.
You guys need to drop your guard. We'll talk about that at a later date.
Wow, would you look at all these pennies on the ground? Guys, come on!
Damn, son. There's Barack! Start seeding the area.
I told you how the best way to fight a war is bomb the country with pennies.
I still like the idea of dropping a big bale of weed right in the middle of the war zone.
Well, put the weed down first and then bomb them with pennies. That way they have the money to rebuild. You won't have to go into a new farm.
Good point.
It was before a British siege in a Muslim-controlled city during, I want to say it was World War I. They airdropped cigarettes filled with opium in the hopes that they could get the enemy defenders high, and it worked.
Darn, I know what you're talking about, and I cannot remember that myself.
But yeah, for some reason, everybody was like, the British are airdropping smokes? Awesome.
Oh, this is good.
The amount of dumbassery involved here. You're getting it from the... Hey, numbnuts! Do you have any idea that there might be something in there you don't want?
Beats our cigarettes.
It was the Ottoman Empire, I don't know. Yeah, they've never exactly been the best and the brightest.
No shit. We'll get into that at a much later date.
It's because they've been spending too much.
See, what else we got here? Okay.
I remember so long.
Oh, for the love of Christ. Next one. Cool. Just think about when the ones that caused climate change...
Who caused?
Hang on. Face the fact that it's a real situation, and they will want the taxpayers to pay for all counter moves to try and fix it. First of all, climate change is a myth, a fraud, and a lie. Does the climate change? Yeah. You know what the primary mover is? See that big glowing thing up in the fucking sky? We don't see it much around here. Not now, numbnuts. It's nighttime.
Not the moon.
Are you sure? I mean, technically it's part of the moon. The moon's just a reflection of sunlight.
Shove that up his ass. It'll slow him down if nothing else. I'm going to have to buy a bottle just for this purpose.
I'm trying to sodomize me.
You need it! You got to slow down somehow.
We promise we'll use some KY.
Ooh! Ooh! Damn, son! I didn't think you'd go there with that. Jeez. Moving on. My God, don't you think we got it?
Confession before mass more.
No, confession was earlier today. I didn't make it.
Next one. And once again, it seems like we've got a bunch of sour grapes here. The wealthy adult children of Trump being provided a taxpayer-funded, I'm not quite buying it, maybe on Air Force One, but again, the plane's going. Take who you want. They're paying for everything once they get there. We'll pass. A taxpayer-funded trip to tea with the Queen is further evidence that the rich believe themselves entitled to handouts. How's this a handout? It's part of his pay. Bailouts and unlimited access to the public purse while vilifying hard-working Americans in need of assistance. If they were working hard, they wouldn't need assistance. If they were working hard, especially in this economy, they shouldn't need assistance. The only time you need assistance is something has gone
Pretty sure
wrong.
the reporters on Air Force One flew at
No doubt. How many families could the millions spent on this foolishness have helped eat? Time out on the fucking field. If you are in the United States and you cannot make ends meet, where the fuck do you think you're gonna go where you can? Even our poorest of the poor are overweight. Still have housing, cars, other sort of things. The homeless, it's our fault as well. But it's also theirs because some of them want to live there. They don't want to be on the grid. Also, we allow our mentally ill to run amok. Take a look at San Francisco, knee-high in shit. Because we won't do anything to stop them. We don't want to hurt their feelings. They're shitting on the street in front of your house.
Yeah, tell me about that when the bubonic plague raises its ugly.
We've already got cases that are coming up.
That's why I brought that up.
They're trying to get the monarchy back in, so they got to make it look like it was the times.
Best of times, the worst of times? Yeah, okay.
President Donald J. Trump, first of his name. Defender of this country. Never mind. I'll get off on that.
He arrives with a broom, a dustpan, and a hose to clean the city.
The protector and defender of the United States. What was it?
We'll work on it. It's got to be right.
Because I'm trying to remember the original title that Congress gave the president. I gotta look this up.
No doubt. How many families could the millions spent on this foolishness? Foolishness? Reestablishing good, peaceful relations with our allies? That's foolishness? Fuck you. Helped eat. Have you never seen an EBT card? And the amount of money that these people get? Don't even start with me, fucker. Or with health care costs. We've tried to fix health care. You fuckers shot it down because you believe it's supposed to be free. Why should a doctor go through all the expense of becoming one to be told, well, you can't charge that much for your skills. You have to give it away. Fuck you! Which is why foreigners come here and set up shop, put out their sheepskin, and you can't find an American doctor anymore. Why? Because even with the bullshit wages that are now being paid to physicians, it's still more than they were making overseas. And what else did it? Or keep the lights on. How lazy are you?
All I got to say to that person is there is a government program to handle almost every cotton picking complaint that you're mouthing off about.
And this shit, and a lot of it needs to be cut.
Your job is to go and find it, unless, of course, you're too goddamn lazy to get off the couch or get out of the house to go do it.
I am a 56-year-old paper boy. The reason I knew the job was there because nobody wants to do it. My blood pressure pulled me off the road. Could I have gotten it fixed medically? Certainly. I could do it right now. I don't want to. This is my choice. I have light. I have heat. I have a roof over my head. I have food, as you can obviously fucking see. If I can do it, anybody can. Don't tell me that you can't make it. Or are you one of those $15 an hour fucks that won't take a job unless you give it the original title? Y'all can go straight to hell. I'll help send you there. I have very little sympathy for those. Once again, if you can't make it here, where in the world do you think you're going to go where you can? Don't even start this shit with me. All right. Next one. We're going down the list here. It seems that President Trump is still shooting off his mouth by putting others down. They need to be put down. Have you seen the people we're talking about here? Or do you identify with them? All right. It also seems it's time to remove Mr. Trump from office. Why? And there are 3 ways to do it. Impeachment, vote him out, or court-martial proceedings.
You can't court-martial.
I know. But this person obviously thinks you can. Seeing as how he's supposed to be the commander-in-chief.
Because he's commander-in-chief, that's where they think they're getting...
He's a civilian, numbnuts! Court-martial only works on military personnel. Do you not know how this country works?
No,
obviously you
not.
don't.
Neither do the Democrats.
Fucking retards. All right. I'm so lazy I drive a big truck instead of working for a living. Pull a flatbed for a little while, Winter, if you really want to work. I've done it. That's why I don't do it anymore. I've had my truck try to kill me on a few occasions when trying to tarp up a load in Chicago.
Oh, windy up there.
The tarp took off and took me with it. I am now 15 feet off the ground, sailing away off the side of the truck. Oh, I let it go, and because I was going higher, it was still lifting me. No, shit. Now, once I got off of it, it folded in on itself and landed over by a fence. About 40 feet away from the truck. But Gus took that thing and took me with it. We ain't doing that shit no more. Hold on. I gotta slow down just a little bit because I think my blood pressure's getting jacked. I got a headache right between my eyes. All right. Booze.
Rum.
No, I'm not even gonna do that right now. Stop it. All right. Let's just settle down a little bit because I know it's gonna fuck with me again here in a minute.
Returning to my
Please do.
original thing of trying to remember the full title of the president.
Do it. Come on.
His Highness the President of the United States and Protector of the Rights of the Same. That was what was said before we said Mr. President.
Take an awful long time if you're going to keep introducing him to people over and over again.
Well, it was
And I don't think George was all that happy about it anyway.
Oh, no.
No.
But
George was actually a pretty humble guy. They wanted to make him king.
We are done with kings.
No, we don't do that around here.
That was also at the
Stop
time,
calling me His Excellency. That's bullshit.
It was also at the time, though, where you had the important guy stand up and then announced him to the room instead of announcing him to each individual person.
I wouldn't mind that once or twice. Be that as it may. Mikey parasailing? Not on purpose! It was not my idea!
Should have enjoyed it while you had it. People pay good money for that.
I enjoyed it for the first couple minutes and I realized I'm still climbing. That's why I'm 15 feet up. I know at my age I could still probably survive it if I drop now. But I'm still climbing. And that wind was not slowing down at all. I don't know how long I would have stayed up. Another 5-10 seconds, it probably would have doubled. I'd be dropping from 30 feet. That shit's gonna hurt. I ain't doing that. Flatbeds load quicker than boxes, don't they? Depends on what you're loading. Depends on what you're loading. You got to remember, I don't load. That's Raul's and Jesus' job. Exactly. Well, the stuff I hauled was all straps. We didn't do chains. A couple of our guys did. They hauled coils. Mikey ain't hauling coils. I've seen what happens when that shit goes bad.
I-80 to southbound 60 or now eastbound I-336.
Pretty much. Yeah. They either roll off the side, roll the truck. I was maybe 5 minutes after one came over and ran over the top of a cab. I was the first guy on the scene. They'd gotten the report. The guys were inbound. I could hear the sirens, but they were still about 2 minutes out. I'm the first guy. There was no hope for him. Because that coil, 20,000 pound coil, and it ran right over the top of his cab. It came loose and he hauled them the way we call it. He hauled them suicide, which is the roll will roll along the length of the trailer instead of rolling off the side or having them sit sideways down on it. It's just the way to load and where you got to take them to. And we call it hauling them suicide. Because if something goes wrong, you'll never feel it. It just ran right over the top of the cab and flattened it, and there wasn't anything but, I hate to say it, nothing but a pile of goo. It just crushed that guy. I was the first one in. I saw it, which is why I have an attitude about certain things that doesn't really affect me anymore, and it should. It don't. Same thing with firefighting. I've seen people who have been burned. And you know it. You know the smell. There's nothing that matches it. I can still tolerate it. I don't want to tolerate it anymore. You avoid that stuff if you can. Until somebody needs help, and then you run in where angels fear to tread. Because you don't think about it. If you've done it before, you do it. and then you puke and you shake and you question the world afterwards. We'll get off on that at a much later date. And Patriot John, if you're with us tonight, you know what I'm talking about. We'll talk one of these days. All right, let's see what other stupid we got. And boy, do we got a bunch. We, the people of the United States of America, are supposed to respect the laws of the country, and then we watch what's going on in Washington, D.C. I'm not sure where you're going with this. Do you believe we're still supposed to be draining the swamp, which is the idea? Or are you pissed off because nobody's working with our president? Or do you believe that the president is the problem? You didn't explain yourself, which is why you didn't leave your name. Fuck you, we move on. Let's see. Okay, has nothing to do with politics. Kind of figured that one out, right? It's great to have old man winter leave and the warmth of spring sunshine come beaming through the windows. I don't know where the fuck you're living, sweetheart. In around here.
Florida.
We got a lot of snowbirds that haven't come back yet. Don't do it. You'll not be happy with what you find here. Let's see. Time to open the windows, let in the fresh air, and rid the house of the musty smells. Lysol air freshener. Just saying. Sit out on the back porch and watch the bees and the hummingbirds busy at work. Not so many bees. I'm a little concerned about that. I've had hummers almost land on my finger out of my other part of the route. Those little fuckers are kind of cool. Everybody's got a hummingbird feeder on their back porch. Everybody. So the hummers really like that place. Bees? I'm usually waving them away as I'm going around because everybody's got their flowers out. Haven't seen any. Not even yellow jackets. A few bumbles, but not many. It's a little concerning. Now, oh wait, I can't. Someone is burning plastic and the stench is horrific. Really? Burning plastic bothers you? What do you expect them to do? Dump it into a landfill?
No, put it in the ocean.
Sea turtles got to build their homes too, don't you?
That's
know?
right.
All right. Guess sitting out will have to wait. Somebody's burning plastic somewhere. And it is so horrific to you. Get the fuck out there. Once it's done burning off, you don't have anything to worry about anymore. Too many pussies. There's too many pussies here. All right. Fuck. Why was Donald Jr. allowed to attend the D-Day ceremonies in England and France? He was a guest of the man who was invited. Fuck you. He has nothing to do with the American government. It's not about the government. Oh, you got somebody coming in for you, Daryl.
Let her have.
Hello.
Oh, Mother. She brought you down a gift package.
Oh my God, food. Foodness. Sustenance.
Training.
She had to swim to get here. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
No kidding. It was kind of soggy and spongy before. With all that's just happened now, I'm going to have to swim to get back to the Jeep. All right. March had snow, cold, and rain. April was the same. May was mostly rain. June has so far been the same. Maybe July will warm up and we'll be able to see the sun for a change. This guy gets it. Somebody's cast a curse on Crawford County. And I kind of like what's happening overseas. I don't give a shit about the rest of the state. I care about my county. Why? Because this is where I am. Everybody else. Now you live out of the county. But it's worse where you are. The amount of rain? Don't tell me it ain't.
Last year, June, I think I have to go back, but I think we caught like 8 inches of rain, and July was dry, not even half.
So we got July to look forward to.
Maybe. Because it's
how non-committal of you.
If they're talking about all the rain that we could get in the next week.
Oh, I know. That's
we could
bullshit.
we could hit 8-inch mark easily.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Winner! I'm not even sure where to go with this. Bumblebees are fig Newton of the imagination? Have you been listening to too many liberals? Because now you're speaking in weird speak. Well, weird even for you. Yeah, never mind. All right. No. We see this kind of stuff in every sound off. Every one. I'm just going to give you the sampling we've got here. Let's go on to the next one. Where'd you go?
Right here.
That's not. We will now witness more of how the House runs under Democratic rule. Your money and mine are at work spreading hatred and division with no end in sight, even though there's no real proof of any wrongdoing. We got a pro-Trumper here. Not what I voted for. How about you? The one. They had to throw one at least in the group. It's kind of funny because everybody I talk to is on the same page as this guy. Yet the only thing you ever see is the hardcore loony left. Next one. An actual local thought. No shit. Standing ovation for Bonnie Stein, who coordinated the Crawford County Career and Technical Center's inaugural signing day ceremony. Great way to honor the students and local employers and highlight the possibilities and bright futures of these graduates. Thank you. Finally, somebody with some positive stuff. Nobody's pitching a bitch.
I know him. Stein?
Okay.
I know him.
Bonnie Stein. It's got to be his wife.
That's his
Unless
wife.
there's a dude named Bonnie.
Yeah. No, his name's Bob. His wife's Bunny.
Okay, there you go.
Bunny.
My
Yeah.
Bonnie lays over the ocean.
But I
Never
know-
mind. Don't do that. Copyright! Let's see. Eyes focus. Okay, don't. The hell with you. Let's see. Kudos to the county technical director for the ceremonial signing of the recent graduates. Same thing. Who have taken jobs in our local companies. Instead of leaving the county, they're staying here.
Oh, no.
No shit, seeing as how for the longest time there wasn't any reason for them to stay here.
Channel Lock just opened a second store, too.
That's where I'm going with as soon as we finish up with this. I do want to mention that. 30,000 square foot expansion to their current manufacturing facilities. A new line of tools that's going to be established. I never thought I'd see that in this town. I figured kind of like Talon Zipper, that the Channel Lock was going to go the same way eventually. These guys are building and they're expanding.
It's still owned by the family. That's why it's staying.
True. We'll discuss that part of the local at a later date. Let's see what else we got here. All right, we got another asshole here. Americans have to remember that in 1939 there was a leader of a country that some of its people loved. He could do no wrong in their eyes. We all know how that turned out. If you don't know what the hell they're talking about, and let's face it, unless you're 95,000 years old like this motherfucker might be, we're talking about Adolf Hitler. Some people loved him. We all found out how... They're trying to compare Trump to Hitler again. I want you to explain to me where you get this idea. Is the shit that you believe in so far to the left that you cannot tolerate America actually being the leader of the free world once again? Do you really pine that much for socialism or communism, depending on how you look at it? Do you really want the government to give you everything you want so that it's strong enough to take everything you got? Think about it, numbnuts. Another person I shouldn't care about it. It's just that the Tribune only publishes this shit. Let's see, what do we got? Where'd you go? There we are. If the news media is telling us the unemployment rate is low, why do I see so many help wanted signs? Because everybody's already got a job, dumbass! The businesses can't find anybody to fill the spots! How can you be so fucking stupid?
Job rate is low because people are working and they don't have enough people to fill the positions that are available yet.
The jobs are available because we're running out of people to fill them.
They want to
Now.
work, let's put it that way.
Now, if there are people out there that won't take the certain job, oh, that job's beneath me. No, it's not. Flipping burgers is not beneath you. It's called entry level. It's called opportunity. That's what our people used to believe. An entry level job is opportunity. You're not supposed to stay there. Go ahead.
I actually have had this one regular who's coming into my gas station every morning.
Yeah.
We do something called a end-of-day report, where
Indeed.
we can't let people pump gas, can't do sales, any of that.
Right. I've been there for it.
He shows up almost every day at the time of the shift change and then motherfucks us because it's a shift change. He knows it happens at that time, comes every day, and you can see it in his face and the way he acts that he thinks he's better than all of us because we work at a gas station.
Oh, sure.
What time does he show up?
About 5:10.
I'll be there tomorrow.
He stopped showing up, so I think he finally got right now. But it's just...
Oh, come on, man. If he starts coming back, I want you to at least watch what time he shows up. I want to be there.
In the
I
summer-
want to be there.
In the summer of 1976, I worked at Cognac Lake Park. The right operator. Actually,
Glorified carny is what
I was a relief operator. 'Cause I operated a ride a different day because I was.
Utility infielder.
Well, it was if you were day off and you were running the paratrooper, I filled in for you. If you were doing the train,
Yeah.
I filled in for you. Okay.
Utility infielder.
I had more fun,
Well, instead of being on the same ride,
Yeah.
keep your hands inside the. Okay. No, you got to experiment with all different kinds of people and all different kinds of rides. Still keep your shit inside the car, you dumbass. I lost my child. Did you have him buckled in? Well, no. Then you're an idiot. Go back along the track and find him. Well, aren't you going to help me? It's your kid. Take a hike.
Look and see if he's floating in the moat.
Oh, from your mouth to God's ears.
The back start.
Whee! Found him! He's weeing over here.
What are the fish and the turtles?
Never mind. Let's see. Okay, I gotta go back to this because there's still another half of it. If the news media is telling us the unemployment rate is low, why do I see so many help wanted signs? You're an asshole. Apparently you don't know how business works. Some with help wanted for all shifts. They can't get anybody to take the jobs. There aren't enough people around here that are willing... Because we have so many liberals around here, they think the jobs are beneath them. Or it doesn't pay enough. When it's... Wow, okay. Can we check out of this planet? I want to get off this rock.
I've thought about that long time ago, but the only problem is it'll follow us.
Disable all electronics so they don't know where the hell we are. Anyhow, where'd it go? Where'd it go? The figures just don't add up. Yes, they do. But what I'm seeing, a lot of stores are running short of bodies, and it shows, yes, because everybody else has got a job, and the lazy won't take the wages that are offered. God damn it! How stupid can you people be?
I saw an article this past week. There are more jobs available than people willing to fill them.
Yes.
That's the key
Unemployment is at about 3% right now, which means we don't have that many people to take the jobs that are available.
And some don't want to.
Indeed, because they want more money than the job is worth. If it is entry level, do not expect to make a wage that can pay for a family of 4. You're an idiot.
I lucked out with my first job paying me as much as it does.
Pretty much. You're making more than I am, aren't you?
I make a little less than you do because I make about $17,000.
Okay, same. I've worked my entire life and I'm back to that wage, but it's enough if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, like I get $9.75 ish.
My first job back in 1968, $1.25 an hour.
But you know that everything has gone up since then.
Well, I know, but
to levels that are fucking ridiculous.
And I was working 55 hours a week.
$30,000 to $40,000 back when I was actually thinking about it could buy a new home.
Can't even buy a car for that now.
No shit, man. And I'm sorry, I'm still thinking along those lines. If I gotta buy another car, I'm not paying more than $4,000.
A squirrel. I was scanning the TV the other day, and I come across thing.
Whoa, wait a minute!
I know, that's nice.
Holy shit, we've killed the hour.
I know too.
I'll save it for next week.
Yeah, no shit, because we still... Where the hell did the hour go?
I've been watching it pass by.
You should have said something. I had no
Why
idea
don't
we were
you
that
slow it down?
No
Well,
shit.
you know, time is this slippery thing. It gets away from us all.
Shoot him! Shove that up his ass.
Stop! Stop. And hand me, you heathens.
There are 8 rounds in this.
All right. That's a good start.
80 rounds. I didn't see the drum on there.
Spin it back.
Just in case.
I want to get many.
Remember, shoot the slide lock, reload, check for movement.
Just do me one favor. Aim here first. And go down.
Aim low.
No, we're going to start at the toes and work our way up.
One bullet, one toe. It should be easy.
But aim low, the recall just bring
But I've been good for the most part. Can I get one last request?
Make it quick. You're running out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. I don't know what the hell happened. I blame you guys in the chat room.
Definitely not us getting
No,
distracted.
not at all. Not at all. All right. Well, shit. This is one of those nights we probably could do with a 4th hour. Don't get excited. It ain't happening.
5.
Man.
Wow, midnight already?
I'm still ready to keep. The heck of it is, it looks like there's still some daylight outside.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock, which means the clouds have parted, the rain has stopped, and I should be going out to party, and I can't.
It's been starting to get darker around 10. It's been
Not
pushing
yet.
that envelope.
Oh, darker. Yeah, we still got maybe about a week before we start moving back in time again.
I'm so excited.
I will fuck you up. All right, shove this up his ass. There's less in it. I'm trying to be nice.
I like the moon. I like to see it when I walk home.
Now, if you use the wild turkey, will you gobble?
Man, how far afield do I want to go with this? We ain't got any time. You're lucky. Stop it. Well, we know what he wants. Go ahead and give him that.
All it's heard because they can't see. Just a.
The day you take your first drink, I want to be there. I'm just saying. The day you take your first drink, I want to be there.
Let me hear news.
Kids, we got to take a break. I'm surprised Daryl was here. I'm glad he was. You going to be here next week, or are you going to be away?
I have no idea.
I gotta work.
Okay.
I should be here, I think.
Gotta need somebody. I may be coming in next week on a wing and a prayer because my buddy Tommy is having his wedding reception, and I'm going to attend. I'm not going to be there for much. It's very low key, very biker style. We're doing it as a picnic, and so I'm heading on out there and from about 1 till however, and I'm going to try my damnedest to talk his new bride into letting him go at night to come down and do the show once in a while. Yeah, I know. I would either that or get them both to come in and watch her look in abject horror.
Yeah. I got a real treat for you, dear. We're going down to do 3 hours of radio.
And there will be a hiccup involved. All right, kids don't know what we're doing next week. It's going to be kind of weird. We have more stuff we could have done tonight. Getting into... It's going to be a regular thing. And we need to start a little earlier in the show. But the sound offs, when they show up, you've gotten a pretty good taste of it here tonight. We are going to do that as one part of the regular program every week. The only way we can do a 4th hour is we have to start. I realize, but we got a late start tonight, so I'm not too worried about the time. If we ever do a 4th hour, we've been talking about doing it as the last show of any given month. We will be starting 1 hour earlier than the regular time, and there will be probably about a half hour's worth of serious talk and discussion on the Constitution. And it's not going to be more of a conversation. It's more going to be instruction. I've done this online before. I don't have the patience to do it once the trolls find out where to find me because I can't shoot the bastards. Generally, if you show up here, you're willing to do it, and we'll just see what happens here. But we'll talk about that at a later date. T, any parting shots?
Just pay attention to what's going on around you locally. Who's being elected, what they're running for. I mean, plus the national news. And again, I'm not believing the polls that Biden's going to win by a landslide at this point in time. The polls were wrong 4 years ago.
No doubt.
And we can't afford to have any Democrat
We can't.
in the United States.
But just understand,
POTUS.
as far as it looks like right now, there's nobody that's going to defeat Trump. They just
I hope
can't.
not.
They can't. There's nobody that's got anything the American people want.
Socialism is not the game. It's not what we want. Neither is communism. I've got the pier in East Germany way back when.
Indeed. Indeed.
Not a place that you want to live in.
No, that's not where you want to live. Daryl, anything last?
Yeah, check your area and see how bad the socialism and communism has infiltrated your area. Let us know.
Delouse the AO if you possibly can.
So that we can get a grip on it. They say 36% of the Americans are endorsing socialism, and another 34% do not know what socialism is.
Therein lies the problem. You got to teach them. You got to let them know. Tyler, anything before we go?
The time of the phrase "speak softly and carry a big stick" is past. It's time to start yelling so we're heard.
I like that idea.
Can I carry a big stick too?
Yeah, of course.
Can I put some spikes in it?
Well, I don't know if Teddy Roosevelt...
I want one when you're done. If you're going to build one, build two. Two is one and one is none.
I got some ball bats.
Baseball bat with barbed wire?
Yeah,
You've been watching TV again, haven't you?
I'm just...
Don't do that. And so...
Work here is done. I'm needed elsewhere now. I'm needed wherever outlaws rule the West, wherever innocent women and children are afraid to walk the streets, wherever a man cannot live in simple dignity, and wherever a people cry out for justice.
Bullshit! So until we see you next time, God bless the Republic.
Death to the New World Order.
We shall prevail, ladies and
We're on
gentlemen.
the march. They're on the run.
And don't forget to hug your rifle! We'll see you next time.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his glory.